would throw here. Stands back near his own end zone, fires it out, and Gorkuber's got it! He's out past the 30, 40, midfield, down to the 40, he could go all the way! Oh my goodness! Played here by Eisel. Demetto Zempo, back row attack by Toole.
There it is.
There it is! Hadley Toole gets the 25th kill of the night for her. For Alexandria, sends it right on a line, a header and a goal! And here's a rollout. Now Thompson's gonna fire right side. Mason Gorkuber's got it. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Alex. The face-off and work the puck back into the outer's end. Thorson trying to bring it out front. Now here's a shot and a score! Now another rebound, that gets blocked. Breakout pass, Thornburg up the right side. He's got room, takes the shot, save made. For a forward 1.5 somersault pike. He's up high on the... Well, it looked to be fairly solid there.
This move that bail as a release move is a difficult move that they want to see as one of the required skills to her Giants.
Yep, and now off and pretty a fall here for Ty Larson.
Right, he's worked this into a headlock.
Yep, pretty tight hold here. There you go. Oh, but Talon Witt on the weak side gets the rebound off the Grady Starzl miss. Now driving is Talon at 47-30. Under 11 minutes to go, and now a steal for Roderick to Hagstrom. Samson Hagstrom drives, and then three-point shots, and the Otters trail by just 3 at 14-11. Here's Alexandria's Ali Habala curling into the lane, sends it into the left corner where Toole is open and chills the front court. Here's Habala out top, now driving, feeding off to Helsher on the left wing. Bingo!
Good afternoon. Mark Lee, Van Camp, and Robbins hit into a 5-4-3 triple play and will hit the pine for the rest of the day.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
He gone. Put it on the board. Yes!
As we're set to head outdoors for Alexandria Cardinal sports coverage. Today's broadcast will originate from the Alexandria Area High School Softball Complex. Two teams, each with 8 wins, meet on the diamond this afternoon. The Cardinals have won 3 straight games to go to 8-2 on the season. Their guests for the day, the St. Cloud Crush, have run the table so far. 8 games, 8 victories.
Oh, geez.
The Crush has accumulated victories in close contests with a 3-0 record in one-run games.
Oh, geez.
The team has also won in lopsided fashion as well. The last 3 games for St. Cloud have been won by the Mercy Rule.
Oh, geez.
Here's our crew that is on site today. He's the Big Bopper, JP Boleen.
Hello, baby.
Once again wearing multiple hats, offering commentary on our radio broadcast, while also handling the video production for the streaming on our YouTube channel. Ya boy, KXRA Sports Director D-Mac Dave McClurg
Wings up.
will have the play-by-play. It's the Cardinals versus the Crush. Stay here for the Juddner Motors pregame show. Next.
Wings up.
Darn tootin'.
Wings up.
The Alexandria Cardinal fast pitch softball team is set to begin a 3-game week today with single games on 3 separate calendar days. The Cardinals are at home to take on the conference-leading St. Cloud Crush. St. Cloud, as Steve D mentioned, as we were getting on the air here today, 8 wins and as many tries here in 2025. That a year after the Crush ended up being runner-up in Class 4A Section 8. Ultimately falling to St. Michael Albertville in the final round last June. Meanwhile, the Alexandria Cardinals off to a terrific start. Alexandria has won 8 of 10 games so far. Their combined defeats have been by just 3 runs, a 2-run loss to Wilmer in a game that we broadcast 2 weeks ago, and a 1-run loss last week against Rocori in a makeup game down in Cold Spring. Right now, Rocori is the team that's kind of leading the way in terms of Section 8 AAA standings, although the Cardinals have played more games than have the Rocori Spartans. Rocori does have key head-to-head wins in the section against both Alexandria and Hutchinson. It's turning out to be a fairly nice afternoon to check out some prep sports, whether it's softball here at the Alexandria Area High School Complex or right next door at Viking Bank Field on the campus of Alexandria Area High School. The Cardinal track and field teams are having their home opener today with the annual Alexandria Relays taking place. And you've got competition over on the downtown area on the northwest edge of downtown with the Alexandria baseball team facing Fergus Falls. We look forward to bringing you fast pitch softball today as the Cardinals meet the Crush. Welcome to our pregame show, brought to you by Jartner Motors of Alexandria. We thank you for watching our coverage today on the Voice of Alexandria live stream channel on YouTube, and also checking us out on the, I guess we could call it the flagship for Alexandria Cardinal Sports. Proud to be doing play-by-play of Alexandria sports for more than 5 full decades. I am DMAC, Dave McClurg, KXRA Sports Director, and JP Boleen is my broadcast partner again. Of course, you can wake up with JP on one of our music stations. That is the Today's Hit Station, Z99.3, as he wakes up with you weekday mornings between 6 and 10. And he does wear multiple hats as he's on site for the videography work on our YouTube channel, and he grabs the headset mic as well. Good afternoon, JP. Great to be reconnecting with you. I know an exciting sports day. You're excited about the prospects of the Minnesota Wild out in Vegas later tonight. I guess this is the appetizer for you.
Yeah, this is not that bad of an appetizer, but it should be it's already a great evening or a great afternoon. It's going to be a better evening because going to go to bed with a Wild win and a Wild lead, a series lead, hopefully.
Oh, my goodness. A bold statement at the outset here. Could you be bold and predict an Alexandria win today? I hope the Cardinals will do well, but in my mind, this might be the most difficult opponent that they have faced so far in 2025.
Yeah, and Alexandria, I mean, they've been a hitting team this season. At times they've been pitching, but coming off a really a barn burner of a game, a 14-11 win against Albany. There's want to go into tonight and just get the bats going. I think that's going to be huge. But, I mean, I think Alexandria, they have the talent and the skill to win. They do have less bodies here tonight because of the DECA conference or DECA going on in Orlando, Florida. So they're enjoying some nice weather. But so a lot of players who will be missed, just a time for other players to step up.
Yeah, names that we will not be announcing too much during the course of the broadcast today. Ava Klemek, normally the starting shortstop for the Alexandria Cardinals. Greta Kelly, who does work behind the dish for Alexandria. And Rachel Moore, a very versatile player in her own right. Utility infielder, can play a lot of different spots and be in the lineup as a DP. But we hope Rachel, Greta, and Ava are having a terrific time down in Florida as they're part of the Alexandria Area High School DECA contingent down in the Sunshine State. I believe they get back a little bit later in the week and should be available for the Central Lakes Conference game at Sauk Rapids on Thursday and the non-conference game at Moorhead this coming Friday evening. St. Cloud is the team, JP. You talk a little bit about how Alexandria has been able to put runs on the board, and I wouldn't be surprised if Alexandria has some players crossing home plate, but they do run into a St. Cloud team which, has been pretty good. I know that I think the Crush have won 3 games by 3-2 scores this year, and then most recently when they've gotten into portions of the conference schedule where they've played a Fergus Falls team that really hasn't started off too well this year and a Detroit Lakes team that's a little bit up and down. St. Cloud's put up some big numbers against those teams.
Yeah, they have. I mean, 15 against Fergus Falls and a 15-1 win, 13-0 win against Detroit Lakes. But, yeah, I mean, those are the big games that you have to win all season long. This is a team who's done that for a couple years now, and it's a little bit of an older team too. So But they just got skill. They've got some young players as well. It's just being able to keep up. And Alexandria, I think, could be up to the test here today because, look at the scores, and Alexandria's been putting up numbers against the same teams, too, with Fergus Falls and Detroit Lakes. They put up 20 against Detroit Lakes in the second half of the doubleheader last Tuesday.
Yeah, it should be a fun matchup today. And, again, if you're not able to be here at the Alexandria Area High School Fast Pitch Softball Complex to watch, we hope you enjoy the coverage on either one of our platforms. Actually, we've got multiple platforms. KXRA Radio, spots on the dial, 1490 AM, on the FM band, 100.3 in Douglas County, and 105.7 FM off to the south and east of the Alexandria Lakes area. We've got the streaming audio through the Voice of Alexandria app, or you can go to our website, voiceofalexandria.com, and connect to our YouTube channel. There you're going to get the live video synchronized with our KXRA play-by-play. Thanks to my broadcast partner, J.P. Boleen, for making all of that magic happen. Jackson is our KXRA studio engineer. The Alexandria Cardinal Sports Boosters bring you our play-by-play of high school fast pitch softball today. Special thanks to Jutner Motors for presenting the pregame show. After a break, you'll hear my conversation with the one of the two head coaches, Jackie Stifter and Courtney Richardson, co-coach the varsity team. Coach Stifter will be along with me after this timeout. Show. As we get closer to the bottom of the hour, we'll have the play-by-play of Alexandria versus the St. Cloud Crush. The Crush are presently leading the Central Lakes Conference with an overall undefeated record. One of the Cardinals co-coaches, Jackie Stifter, is sharing some time with me as part of our Jutner Motors pregame. Jackie, I know I've got the lineup sheet that you and co-coach Courtney Richardson put together ahead of the broadcast today. The lineup a little bit revamped because I understand that some of your varsity players are down in the Sunshine State right now. Roughly how many kids are not available today because of the DECA trip down in Orlando?
Yeah, we have 3 kids gone today due to DECA, and so there's some new faces in the lineup, some numbers called, some regulars that we've shifted some positions. So again, just kind of excited to see what they do.
Obviously, next person up, it's a great opportunity for some of the kids that maybe haven't had a lot of varsity action this spring. But what concerns do you have, with revamping the lineup as you and Courtney have had to do because of the circumstances?
I think it's just finding kind of that flow and connectiveness with one another. Again, like I said, we do have a core of our regular lineup still present, but again, some new faces, some kind of brand new faces, first time at that varsity level. So again, just finding a way to maybe calm some of those pregame nerves and find that connectiveness as a team.
Jackie, your team's coming off a 3-0 week, which included the doubleheader sweep against Detroit Lakes to start, and then JP Boldin and I were here in Alexandria for the non-conference game against Albany. And, to your team's credit, I think it happened in all 3 games, putting crooked numbers up on the scoreboard. Now, I think on Thursday it was a 3-run first inning and then a 10 spot in the bottom of the 5th inning. As that game was moving along and it was kind of back and forth, were you hopeful that the bats would bust out as they were able to do in the 5th inning?
Yeah, we definitely showed glimpses of that kind of throughout the game. We consistently had runners on, just maybe not able to move them around the bases. So I was pretty confident in our at-bats going throughout that game.
It seems to me, and maybe you can correct me if I am inaccurate on my statement here, I think every one of those 10 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning, which wiped out Albany's 1-run lead, were scored after 2 outs in the inning. Have you had similar success like that during the course of the spring, Jackie, where your team was able to have a lot of productive plate appearances after 2 out?
We haven't been in the 2-out situation often. We've had quite a few blow-up innings, as we call them, where we put up 3 or more runs. But no, the 2-out situation, that was kind of a new spot we found ourselves to get the offense going.
As it turns out, in the pitcher's circle, you ended up using, I think, 3 different players on Thursday. Emily Nicola, I think, was the one that started and got you into the 3rd inning, and then Addie Johnson came on. I think she ultimately got credited with the win, and then I think the scoring situation was such that Maya Herges wraps up and she gets credit for a save. How would you describe what you were able to see in the circle last Thursday?
Again, as I mentioned kind of on the interview prior to that game, it's just another opportunity to see some kids in different situations, right? We've seen Emily in the circle previous games, but we haven't put her in that starting role, so to see her kind of how she operates, where the nerves are at in that starting role. Again, Addie Johnson, Maya Herges, 2 consistent players we see within the circle, so pretty confident no matter where we bring them in within the game, they're going to find success for us.
Now, with the schedule being this week anyway, I think you have 3 games, a couple of road trips toward the end of the week, and then the home game against St. Cloud. Is it likely we'll see Maya Herges and Emily Johnson be the primary pitchers, or could Emily get some innings along the way before the end of the week?
I would say Emily could get some innings along the way. I would definitely say, Addie's probably our primary right now. But again, just the depth we have and kind of the situation and kind of them being able to play some other positions gives us a little bit of flexibility within our lineup as well. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if as we progress through today's game or even into this week, we see a couple pitchers each game.
I hate to be DMAC Downer here, but I'm going to throw the toss-up question out anyway. Your ladies were able to get the victory in spite of the pitching with the 3 pitchers combined, allowing 13 bases on balls. Was it a tight strike zone last Thursday, or was it just, kind of finding that consistency, to get the ball over the plate? I know Albany's pitchers, I think, walked maybe 3 or 4 batters, and, your team was able to, kind of hit its way through the game and everything. But how concerning is it that you do see double figures in walks allowed?
It's definitely something we want to clean up. We never want to give teams free opportunities or free bases. As far as strike zone or consistency, it's going to come down to the consistency of our pitchers. Each umpire is going to have maybe a slightly different zone, and so we got to find a way to be able to work with that.
We are visiting here with Jackie Stifter, one of the coaches of the Alexandria Cardinal fast pitch softball team, as she joins us before the game today with the Cardinals hosting St. Cloud. It's the only meeting of the season between the Crush and the Cardinals. I think Alexandria's schedule is built this spring where the Class 4A teams in the conference, such as Brainerd, Sauk Rapids, Rice, Sartell, and St. Cloud, are teams that Alexandria plays just one time.
Jackie, with the way the schedule is varied a little bit, I know that all of the Class 3A teams, I believe, are common section rivals, so you end up playing all those teams 2 times. Wilmer has yet to come to Alexandria, and Ricori has yet to come to Alexandria. That'll be coming up as part of the May schedule. But what are your thoughts about the way the Central Lakes Conference schedule was built this year, that you aren't playing everybody 2 times?
With spring sports and never knowing what the weather's going to do, I appreciate it. Sometimes, and we saw it a little bit last year, you're playing Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Some of them are double headers. So I think just for kind of players refresh and bringing their best every day, I appreciate how the schedule's set up.
So you get the first of the 4 Central Lakes Conference opponents that are Class 4A, and that's St. Cloud. I know the Crush had an excellent year under Jordan Mathiasen last spring. I think St. Cloud was right at the top of the CLC, battling it out with Brainerd for the conference championship, and then ultimately St. Cloud was one of the last 2 teams standing in Class 4A Section 8. Is this going to be one of the more challenging teams, if not the most challenging team that your girls have played so far this year?
Yeah, they're a well-rounded team. They bring a lot of power. We see that in the scores and numbers they've put up in previous games prior to us. And again, like I said, they're well-rounded. They can execute, small ball and various opportunities to give them a chance to score. So again, it'll be a good test for us. And as we kind of mentioned last week, we are going to bump up to a class next year. So again, kind of focused on this season, but also thinking about next and kind of where we're at and how we're situated there as well.
Ultimately, Jackie, what do you think are going to be some of the factors today as to why the Alexandria Cardinals can have success against this St. Cloud Crush team?
I think it's staying engaged all 7 innings, bringing that energy right off the bat. Again, we have some new personnel, so it's looking for some of that leadership from our upperclassmen to maybe calm some of those pregame nerves, to have those conversations in game to relax and kind of slow the game down for some of them.
Very good. Jackie, I'll look forward to visiting with you and Courtney next Tuesday. We're going to be back out here to broadcast that key section game with the Ricori Spartans on May 6th. But best wishes to you and the Alexandria Fast Pitch softball team today against St. Cloud, and have a great week as well.
Thank you. Go Cards.
There is Jackie Stifter, one of the coaches of the Alexandria Fast Pitch softball team. Our special guest is part of our Juttner Motors pregame show.
And we come to you out in front of today's varsity game. We'll see if we can quickly get in the lineups for the 2 teams. At least we'll get the St. Cloud Crush lineup in before our Juttner Motors pregame wraps up. Laney Sheets, the second baseman, will lead off. Catcher Leah Imdek bats second. She'll be followed by the shortstop, Sadie McLean. Carly Backus is the designated player hitting cleanup. She's the DP for the flex fielder, pitcher Zoe Gross. Right fielder Lola Jacobs bats 5th for St. Cloud. Gwen Goman, the third baseman, hits in the 6th spot. Alina Gustin will play at first base for St. Cloud, and she bats 7th. Left fielder Izzy Gleeden will hit 8th for the Crush, and rounding out the batting orders, the center fielder Brenna Gruber. St. Cloud is coached by Jordan Mathiasen. The Crush are 6-0 in the CLC and 8-0 overall. Here's the batting lineup for Alexandria. Pitcher Addie Johnson will lead off. Shortstop Mari Kavit bats second. Brooklyn McPhail, the third baseman, hits third. The cleanup hitter for the Cardinals today is the center fielder Lauren Gatch. She'll be followed by the second baseman Zella Nutzelman. Batting 6th for Alexandria, the first baseman Lauren Hornstein. The number 7 hitter is the designated player Gabby Rassett. She is DPing for the right fielder, who's the flex fielder, Bella Bradley. Batting 8th for the Alexandria Cardinals is the catcher Anna Johnson. And rounding out the order today for Alexandria is the left fielder, Maya Herges. Jackie Stifter and Courtney Richardson are the co-head coaches of the Alexandria Fast Pitch softball team. The Cardinals presently 8-2 overall, 4-2 in the Central Lakes Conference. Those are the lineups for the teams. We thank Juttner Motors in Alexandria for presenting our pregame show. We're going to take a break. We'll hear a few messages from some of the boosters of our Alexandria Cardinals sports programming, and then we're back. JP and yours truly, DMAC, will have the call of Alexandria Fast Pitch softball. That is straight ahead.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new and used equipment. lessons, and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
Casa Jalisco. Take a trip south of the border to a place where you can savor the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. Casa Jalisco offers a true taste of Mexico without the airfare. Casa Jalisco, your Mexican getaway in downtown Alexandria.
Cenex Midtown Express has fresh-made pizza, lunch and breakfast sandwiches, and broaster chicken, live bait, propane, and diesel fuel. Cenex Garfield has groceries, bait, and tackle, and made-to-order pizza. Cenex Midtown Express, Alexandria, and Cenex Garfield.
A successful win isn't about the score. It's about what you put into the game. If a successful win matters to you on the purchase or sale of your property, hard work matters to me. Todd Whiting, Century 21, 766-2200.
CM Woodworks produces high-quality cabinetry and furniture locally, right here in Nelson. See their showroom at 7300 39th Avenue Northeast in Nelson. CM Woodworks. Custom wood creations. Designed for beauty, built for life.
Being locally owned here at the Culvers of Alexandria, Charles Johnson and myself, John Loomis, are very proud to be a part of the community. We enjoy the time we get to spend here, the memories we've made, and we're excited to see you after the game when you need to refuel.
Go Cardinals!
Welcome to the spirit of Lake Town hospitality. Welcome to D. Mike's Resort Bar and Grill. From legacy locals, seasonal visitors, to traveling teams, you are our community. Come share in our rustic flavors, modern flair, and authentic roots. Legacy inspired, community infused.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
The campus of Alexandria Area High School. Cardinals softball is on the air as you listen on People Radio, KXRA. 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, and 105.7 FM. Audio through the Voice of Alexandria app. And we appreciate you checking out our video coverage as well. Live streaming of today's game on the Voice of Alexandria live stream channel on YouTube. Don't forget, all of our regular season broadcasts that we have featured on our YouTube channel are available to watch on demand if you want to go back into our archives. That includes selected broadcasts of Alexandria basketball, hockey, and wrestling during the winter, softball in the spring season here, and then soccer, volleyball, football, even some swimming and diving, along with gymnastics during the course of the season. JP Bodine, Dave McClurg with you from the Alexandria Softball Complex. And JP, I hope this has been an enriching experience for you. I know it's a great way to get into a lot of games and everything, matches and meets and everything like that. But from your perspective, how has the year gone?
It's been a lot of fun, and it's just something cool and different than, we see around the state. So it's been fun to learn a lot, learn something new every time, learn how to fix a lot of things almost every time, and that's been fun as well.
Left-handed batting, Laney Sheets is into the batter's box, and the first pitch from Addie Johnson is on the way, and it is upstairs for ball 1. We get our game underway at 4:35. Right now, sunshine, hardly a cloud in the sky. Official temperature 53 degrees, wind out of the west at about 9 miles an hour. Next pitch is in for a strike, and that's going to even the count out at 1-1.
Yeah, I think today you're just going to want to pound the zone as much as you can. Make them make contact because you just don't want to give a lot of free passes out.
Yeah, we pointed out earlier during the Jotner Motors pregame show that Albany was the recipient of 13 walks against the 3 Alexandria pitchers last Thursday, but still, Alexandria banged out 15 hits and got a victory by a score of 14-11.
Yeah, and the other thing is just Albany left double-digit runners on the bases, too. I don't think you're going to see that given the opportunity here against a St. Cloud Crush team.
Sheets, the left-handed batter, takes the strike to even the count out. Next one is going to be rolled out to short. Mari Kavit will make the play, and the throw to first is good for the out. Again, Alexandria having a revamped infield defense today because of Ava Klimek being unavailable. Around the infield, you've got Lauren Hornstein at first base defensively. Zella Nutzelman is the second baseman. Mari Kavit is at short, and Brooklyn McPhail is at third.
And that's just, I mean, you'll see some versatility here today as Markovic, usually, as you said, at second, but just makes a really good, clean play there at shortstop.
First pitch to Leah Imdek is inside, and it's ball one. Next offering is bounced again out to short. Knocked down by Kavit, but she'll have no play. Imdek is going to reach, and she will become the first base runner, and that will be an error to give St. Cloud a base runner. Let's check the outfield defense. Maya Hergis is in left today for Alexandria. Lauren Getch is the center fielder, and Bella Bradley gets the start in right field today. The batter is now Sadie McLean, and she takes a pitch a little bit low. The throw down to second base will be too late, and it's going to be a stolen base for Imdek. So she is now in scoring position. Anna Johnson is doing the catching today for Alexandria. Again, normally you would have a different player in there. That would be Greta Kelly, but she, along with teammates Rachel Moore and Ava Klimek, are as part of the DECA conference down in Florida. Here's a pitch that misses the plate, and it goes off the glove of Johnson, and that's going to move Imdek over to third base. So 2 balls, no strikes. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. The last pitch was ruled a strike, so 1-1 is the count. Then we've got a pitch that gets away, and the base runner Imdek is going to slide in safely. So the visiting Crush are going to get on the board on what will be a wild pitch.
Yeah, and that's just 3 pitches in a row that are just sailed high and wide. There might be pitches that you might see usually caught, but also at the same time, I mean, those are hard plays, and I think St. Cloud, you're going to see a lot of aggressive base running.
Now we've got a line drive out to left field, and that's going to be a base hit for Sadie McLean, and she is on with the first Crush hit of the game, a single to left. So a base runner on now for the designated player, Carly Backus. She's the DP for the Crush pitcher today, Zoe Gross. Wind up by Addie Johnson. First offering hit to the left side. Third baseman makes the play. Throw down to second, and the force will be made there. So Zella Nutzelman will get the put out at second base, and Brooklyn McPhail gets the assist. As the lead base runner, McLean, is forced at second. Backus will become the 2-out base runner now for Lola Jacobs.
Good play there. Get the lead runner, and I would imagine that, again, I think just depending on speed, of course, is just, I think St. Cloud's going to be aggressive on the base pass.
First offering to Lola Jacobs is upstairs, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Jacobs, a very versatile player. I think a lot of teams on the high school ranks have players that can play a lot of positions. Here's a roller left side, knocked down, but it's going to be a foul ball. I believe it crossed into foul territory when Brooklyn McPhail knocked it down. Lola Jacobs actually was a pitcher in one of the 2 games up here last year when St. Cloud swept a doubleheader, taking the first game 9-0. I think she was the winning pitcher in that game. And then in a game that we broadcast, the second game of the doubleheader, that was a victory for the Crush as the home team there. That was a tighter game, a 7-5 contest. One of 17 wins that St. Cloud had last year in finishing runner-up in Class 4A Section 8. Foul ball off the bat of Lola Jacobs makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Addie Johnson's next offering is lined to the left side, and Mari Kavit will make the catch. Only had to lean in a little bit to her left to haul that soft liner in. Jacobs is retired, and so are the Crush in the top of the first inning. St. Cloud scores an unearned run on a hit. 1 Alexandria error and 1 left on board. We've completed 1/2 inning of varsity fast pitch softball at the Alexandria complex. The numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. It's St. Cloud 1, Alexandria coming.
It's the right time for a getaway. It's the right time for a getaway. Let's get away.
Better water starts with EcoWater. Get started today and discover EcoWater's products and expertise for the perfect solution. Visit WeFixWaterMN.com with offices in Alexandria, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and Morris.
Fresh family
family, locally loved. Eldon's Fresh Foods. Eldon's Fresh Foods.
On the field, a lot of people know me as number 11. Off the field, I appreciate how First Western Bank and Trust bankers take the time to learn about me and never treat me as just a number. You too can bank where you'll never be just an account number.
Back to the Alexandria Fast Pitch Softball Complex, and it's a 1-0 lead for St. Cloud. Gwen Goman is actually the starting pitcher. Addie Johnson lost one out to center, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. It'll be played on a hop there by Lola Jacobs, and Alexandria has the leadoff batter on base. Addie Johnson flares one out to center field for a single.
Yeah, and that was placed just perfectly. It just nearly impossible play there. And Alexandria, as they usually do, play small ball once they get the leadoff runner on.
Yeah, Mari Kavit looking to choke up, and the pitch nicked foul, so it's 1 strike. 0-1 the count here. Next pitch, bunted at, and that's going to go foul, so the count is going to be 0-2. So 2 strikes now to Mari Kavit, batting with Addie Johnson on at first. Nobody out, last of the first inning. The visiting St. Cloud Crush with a 1-0 lead. Next pitch in the dirt, and it's a count of 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We've seen this all year with Mari. Just once Addie gets on base, then she'll try a couple of bunts. If they're not successful, she'll usually work the count full, and it's 2-2 now.
Yep, that's right. She's taken the last 2 pitches from Goldman out of the strike zone, so it's a count of now 2-2. Next pitch is up and away, and that's going to fill the count out at 3 balls, 2 strikes. So a payoff pitch on the way here to Mari Kavit with a runner on first and nobody out. It's on the way, and it's going to be too high for ball 4. So excellent plate appearance there by Mari Kavit, coaxing a walk after failing to get the sacrifice bunt down. And Alexandria has runners at first and second. Let's see if Brooklyn McPhail is going to be called upon to play some small ball here.
And she will.
Yep, she bunts it foul at the plate, and it is a count of 0-1.
Yeah, and this is just perfect execution by Alexandria. Addie Johnson was aggressive early like she usually is, got a hit, and then as she usually is, Mari Kavit worked a count full and got a walk, so 2 on, 2 outs.
Next pitch is popped up, and it's going to be caught by the Crush catchers, so that's going to be a foul ball pop-up bunt, which is going to be out number 1 here in the last of the first inning. So no bunt down, so runners still at first and second for Lauren Getch. First offering in the dirt, and the runners are going to move up. It's going to be a wild pitch. So Lauren Getch watched that one go in the dirt, and the runners, Addie Johnson at second and Mari Kavit, the trailing runner at first, both move up a base. So it's 1-0, and now 2 runners in scoring position. And the next pitch is low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes.
And aggressive base running, and really heads-up base running on that pop-up as well. They were lucky not to get caught.
And here's a bouncer back to the circle, and the pitcher Goman's going to knock it down. She'll get an underhand flip to first to retire Getch, but Getch is going to get a run batted in as coming across is Addie Johnson to tie the game here in the bottom of the first inning. Meanwhile, Kavit will advance to third base.
Yeah, and just good hitting there. You had to get something on the ground in a different spot other than going to third. So that was good running there, and it's a tie ball game.
1-1 our score. Our thanks to Glenwood State Bank for bringing you the scoreboard updates. First pitch, a strike. Next one is cut on and missed, and the count to Zella Nutzelman is now no balls, 2 strikes. If she can place one into the outfield grass, Alexandria would take the lead. She fouls the 2-strike pitch off, and it is still no balls, 2 strikes.
And she had a big hit in the win against Albany last Tuesday as well, so hopefully come through here.
Yeah, that was her only hit in the game, and it was a liner down the right field line. It ended up being an RBI extra base hit. Now she's going to roll one to the left side. The play is made, and the throw across the diamond is good for the out. So that will retire Nutzelman as Sadie McLean will get the assist on the 5-3 ground ball putout. Alexandria does tie the score in the bottom of the first inning. 1 run, 1 hit. No St. Cloud Crush errors, and 1 runner left on board. We have completed 1 in varsity fast pitch softball, and on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard, Alexandria and St. Cloud are tied 1-1.
Life can sometimes feel like you're navigating through construction. You hit a detour, run out of gas, or you're going the wrong way on a one-way street. But Lakeland Mental Health Center is here to help you get back to the right path. Visit lmhc.org. Help today for a better tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for people who have experience and are willing to work hard. For those that do, you can earn up to 6 figures working for my company. Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
North Central International. Heavy-duty truck service on long haulers, dump trucks, buses, and specialized heavy-duty rigs. Medium and heavy-duty parts and accessories for all makes of trucks. Just south of I-94 and Highway 29 South in Alexandria.
Pomp's Tire Service has solutions for tired tires. Whatever your tire choice, make Pomp's your choice. Brakes, wheel alignments, factory maintenance, shocks, and struts. Pomp's has your service needs covered. Pomp's, we know tires and service. You should know Pomp's.
Addie Johnson faces Gwen Goldman to lead off the second inning, and the first pitch is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Goldman, Alina Gustin, and Izzy Gleeden are the scheduled batters for St. Cloud here in the top of the second inning. Again, when we talk about the St. Cloud Crush in fast pitch softball, it includes students from St. Cloud Apollo High School and St. Cloud Tech High School. Here's a liner out into left field, and it's going to be knocked down by the left fielder Maya Herges, but that's going to be a base hit for Goldman.
That was hard hit, yeah, and that one was dropping fast for Herges, and she just about got it. Would have been a highlight reel play there, but good effort and way to keep it in front, so it's only a single.
The number 7 hitter in the crush order, first baseman Alina Gustin, will be stepping in now, and I think we're going to have a courtesy runner for the base runner at first, and that's going to be Elise Thompson in to run. So you can use the courtesy runner for the pitcher or the catcher. First offering from Addie Johnson is upstairs. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So each team scores a first inning run. We will not have a shutout today. That's guaranteed. 1-0 pitch from Addie Johnson is rolled foul to the left side, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. St. Cloud 6-0 in the Central Lakes Conference, 8-0 overall coming into this game. Alexandria 4-2 in the CLC with an overall record of 8-2. So this is game 11 for Alexandria, game number 9 for St. Cloud. Here is a throw down to second base on the attempted steal, and Thompson is going to get in, and then on an overthrow, she's going to advance to third base.
Yeah, that was just, she had it beat, so there's just no reason to throw it there, but it's just one base, so just got to get a couple outs. The bummer there is really most contact is gonna score here.
Yep, count 1-2 now to Gustin. Addie Johnson, the junior right-hander in the circle today for Alexandria. Here's the next pitch. It's fouled back, and we'll do it again at 1-2. If you're watching on our YouTube coverage today, both teams are wearing white jersey tops. Alexandria has the bright red-colored pants. The St. Cloud Crush have the blue pants and the orange high socks. Of course, the nod to the St. Cloud Crush. The orange is kind of blending in a school color from St. Cloud Tech High School. The blue from St. Cloud Apollo High School. Here's a liner left side that goes foul, and it is still 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alina Gustin, the St. Cloud Crush first baseman. 1-1 our score. Nobody out. Base runner at third. That is the courtesy runner, Elise Thompson. Here's the next pitch. Fouled back to the screen. So it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Obviously a strikeout go a long ways, but I would just, pound the strike zone right now and try to get contact, weak contact, obviously, and see if you can keep the runner at third.
Next pitch is low and in, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes.
The opening run here for the Crush was scored on off of a wild pitch, so just trying to avoid that.
Payoff on the way, and it's fouled. Nope, it's a swing and a miss, but the throw's going to have to go to first, and it's going to be wide. So the batter's going to reach on a strikeout, and it'll end up being a, I believe, a pass ball, allowing the base runner to reach. Meanwhile, Thompson will come in to score on the throw to first base there. So, in essence, the pass ball will allow the go-ahead run to score. And now we'll have a conference as Jackie Stifter, one of the co-coaches of the Alexandria Cardinals, comes out to have a little chat with the infielders along with the Alexandria Cardinals catcher in today's game, that being Anna Johnson.
Yeah, and it's just and we say it all the time, but it's just to calm down, just take a breath here. He just had the strikeout. That's one of the most frustrating things, I'm sure, for pitchers, is you got the strikeout, but there's nobody out and there's somebody on first. So it's just a chance to regroup here and kind of fresh bases here with one on first instead of third.
So now Gleeden will be the batter for the St. Cloud Crush. She hits 8th in the Crush order. St. Cloud has won the last 3 games by virtue of the mercy rule. I believe 10, 13, and 15 runs in their most 3 recent games. A win against Wilmer in the second part of a doubleheader. First game of that doubleheader was actually very close at Tech. The Crush ended up winning 3-2 and then won the second game convincingly. Here's a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Throw down to second is not going to be in time, and Gustin will be in with the stolen base.
Yeah, St. Cloud is just testing the arm of a catcher here, Annalise Johnson. I think, they're just as aware as we are that it's not the usual catcher, too, so just testing it out.
Here's a ground ball right side. The play made by the second baseman today, Zella Nutzelman. And her underhand flip to first is good for the out. That is an effective out, almost as good as a sacrifice for Gleeden, because it does move Gustin over to third base for the shortstop, Brenna Gruber. First pitch on the way, and it's popped in the infield, and the pitcher, Addie Johnson, will make the catch. So that's a productive out from Alexandria's point of view, getting that infield pop-up off the bat of Gruber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's huge, because now you just got to get some weak contact and, keep it in the infield.
Lainey Sheets at the top of the order, 0 for 1 today. Takes a bit outside, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, I would think if you're Addie Johnson and the Alexandria Cardinals, you'd be okay if it stays 2-1 here and you can get that third out this half inning while stranding a runner at third. Of course, Lainey Sheets would like to stroke one into the outfield and make it a 3-1 game.
Yeah, she grounded out in her first at-bat.
Yeah, that went out to today's shortstop, Mari Cavett. She takes a pitch in for a strike. Nice drop ball there thrown by Addie Johnson, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, thus far, Addie Johnson is doing a really good job keeping the ball in the strike zone. And, oftentimes she's getting some swing and misses, too.
Next pitch is over for a strike, and that's going to even the count out at 2-2.
Very similar at-bat to Sheets' first at-bat last inning, a 2-2 count, but also looking at 2 strikes.
So now she's going to try to put one in play here, and she swings and misses. That's a strikeout for Addie Johnson, and that will be all for the St. Cloud Crush in the top of the third inning. It ends up being the second strikeout of the half inning for Johnson. The Crush do score. It ends up being an unearned run on 1 hit, 1 Alexandria error, and 1 runner left on base. New score after an inning and a half in varsity fast pitch softball. On the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard, it reads St. Cloud 2, Alexandria 1.
Pomps Tire Service has solutions for tired tires. Whatever your tire choice, make Pomps your choice. Brakes, wheel alignments, factory maintenance, shocks, and struts. Pomps has your service needs covered. Pomps, we know tires and service. You should know Pomps.
Precision Auto reminds you to plan for the inevitable, the change of weather and its impact on your vehicle. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, trust the precision of a pro. Precision Auto. On 8th and Nokomis, Alexandria.
What's your number?
I drove 113 miles.
And I drove 124 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Quality Toyota.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
Last of the second inning as Lauren Hornstein leads off facing the pitcher for the St. Cloud Crush, Gwen Goman, and count works out to 1-1 strike. Hornstein, Gabby Rassett, and Anna Johnson are scheduled to hit. It's hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the Alexandria Cardinals order here in the last of the second. Each team has scored single runs in the half innings of batting, so the Crush are up 2-1, bottom of inning number 2. Want to remind you that if you were intending on hearing our KXRA 5 o'clock news hour, it will be preempted today due to our broadcast coverage of high school fast-pitch softball with Alexandria facing St. Cloud. Count works out to full now, 3-2 to the leadoff batter, Lauren Hornstein.
Yeah, Alexandria is doing a good job in the box here tonight, really working counts pretty well.
And Hornstein keeps her at bat going as she grounds one foul left side. It is a full count still at 3 balls, 2 strikes. The windup by Goman, another payoff pitch on the way, and it's a swing and a miss. And Hornstein is down on strikes for out number 1. First strikeout of the game for Goman today. So the batter now will be Gabby Rassett, the Cardinals' designated player. She has a healthy cut but no contact, and it's 0-1.
Alexandria just kind of struggling to keep up with the pitch right now. Gross is, not Gross. Goman is really throwing pretty hard right now for the St. Cloud Crush and kind of just throwing it by Alec.
Next pitch is a little bit off the plate, and it's 1-1 to Gabby Rassett. Next pitch popped in the air, coming our way. Oh, it just missed the camera, which is a good deal. We don't want to root for a batted ball to knock the video camera down, but it was definitely coming into view. 1-2 the count. Next pitch is cut on and missed, and a second strikeout now for Goman here in the second inning. Was your heart starting to jump a little bit, JP, when that ball was coming our way? Or?
I did see it kind of trail towards us a little bit, so I was more just worried about the computer or me. But
yes.
It looked like it was coming right towards me.
Well, self-preservation is a key as well.
So I was worried I was going to embarrass myself trying to miss a ball coming towards me.
Anna Johnson takes the strike, then flares one out to center, and coming in to make the catch will be Lola Jacobs. So it ends up being a 1-2-3 inning as Alexandria goes down in order. We've completed 2 in Central Lakes Conference Fast Pitch Softball in Alexandria. The numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard have St. Cloud leading the Cardinals 2-1.
You've seen them, craved them. You voted them the best. Their Smoke and Brews and Q's get their unreal smoked barbecue for catering, drop-offs, or events.
Hi, this is Schmitty from Smoke and Brews and Q's. Our obsession is the meat. Our passion is what makes it great.
Getting in and out of the pharmacy is easy with Trum Drug's app, RX Local. Download the app, choose Trum Drug as your pharmacy, use it for medication refills and reminders. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
What's your number?
I drove 60 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota. I drove 45 miles to get a great deal from Quality Toyota.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving. I'm looking for experienced, hardworking people to join my company. When you work for us, you'll be home every night, no overnight hotels. Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and we want to talk.
Joining us for live broadcast coverage of Alexandria Cardinal Fast Pitch Softball. You're watching it on the Voice of Alexandria live stream channel on YouTube. That's where you get the video synchronized with the KXRA radio play-by-play. Thanks for listening in as well on 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, and 105.7 FM, KXRA Alexandria. Audio also available through the Voice of Alexandria app. Jackson is our radio studio engineer back at Master Control on Broadway Street in downtown Alexandria at the studios of KXRA, KX92 and Z99. Of course, Jackson's in the main studio, our news talk station, KXRA. Along with J.P. Boline, I am D-Mac, Dave McClurg. Leah Imdick leads off the third inning, and she hits a sinking liner right at the third baseman, Brooklyn McPhail. JP, that's what we call an atom ball, and Addie Johnson's always happy to get an out on one pitch.
Yeah, that's nice. That was a good heads-up play there, too, at third. So good start here for the Cardinals.
So now third baseman Sadie McLean steps in, takes a little bit outside, ball one. McLean lined a base hit to left field, one of two hits for the Crush today. Next offering is fouled at the plate, and that evens the count out at 1-1.
You know, St. Cloud is a team that can really put up runs fast. Alexandria is just doing a really good job. They've had a couple of errors, but both defensively with new players and new spots. So it's been kind of fun to watch just these players get comfortable in the new spots. I mean, Mari Kavit made a play right away. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, having the ball hit to her, of course. Mari can work, different spots in the infield, but she is able to get the put out right away. Now we've got a liner deep down the left field line, and that's going to be in for an extra base hit. McLean is going to pull into second with a one-out double.
That was really well hit. It was on a line, and that would have been that was a pretty impossible play there.
Yeah, Maya Hergis gave it a very nice attempt, though. I mean, she A+ for the effort there, but that was well stroked. So McLean now in scoring position for Carly Backus. Backus in the game 0 for 1. She reached on a fielder's choice grounder. She hits one. That's going to be off the glove of Mari Kavit. It will trickle into shallow center field, and that's going to be Alexandria's third error of the day. So a sharp ground ball should have been handled. So runners at the corners now, and St. Cloud threatening to tack onto its lead. It's a 2-1 advantage for the visiting Crush.
And these are those extra chances for a team like St. Cloud that can really, it can get you in trouble pretty quick, just giving them free passes. So just got to, hope that you can keep the ball in the infield or something, a pop out.
Yeah, I look at it if here's a pitch a little bit low, and the trailing base runner, Backus, is going to take off to second with the stolen base. So that eliminates the force play, but in my mind right now, I just, ground ball, try to get an out. Hopefully the ground ball's back to the pitcher. Or this is a pop-up. This one out into shallow left, and Maya Hergis will put it away. Runner from third is tagging up. There may be a play, and the runner actually, I believe, had the thrown ball hit her back end. She's going to score on the sacrifice fly, so the Cardinals do get an out. But St. Cloud is going to get a run, and the Crush now lead 3-1.
Yeah, and that was a really good throw there and good attempt by Maya Hergis. I think if it didn't hit the runner, she definitely would have had a chance. But yeah, it was just it was just perfectly targeted, right on the player.
So Lola Jacobs will get credit for the sacrifice fly. Meanwhile, the trailing runner Backus moved to third base as that throw came back in. So she's at third, and Gwen Goldman now the batter. She had a base hit last time up. So she's 1 for 1 today. Takes the first couple of pitches out of the strike zone, so it's 2 balls, no strikes.
Really great stop there by Anna Johnson behind the plate, just sliding down and avoiding another run there. I think she's starting to look a little more comfortable.
Yeah, she receives the next pitch from Addie Johnson, and it's a called strike. No relation between Anna Johnson, the catcher, and Addie Johnson, the pitcher. That's one of the things I asked Coach Stifter ahead of our broadcast. Relation, like sisters? And she said nope. And now we're going to have an out at the plate. Oh, my, Anna Johnson was able to get to the backstop, and the tag was going to be applied as Addie Johnson came in to cover the plate, and so Backus is going to be cut down trying to score a run. I think we're going to make that flip from the catcher, Anna Johnson, our smoke and bruise and cue smoke and play of the game, as St. Cloud is prevented from adding to its lead on nice defensive work by the Alexandria catcher, Anna Johnson. So the Crush go with 1 run, 1 hit, 1 Alexandria error, and nobody left on base. After 2.5 innings in varsity fast pitch softball, the new numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. It's St. Cloud 3, Alexandria 1.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's like, it's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
Feel confident. Feel inspired. Embrace your unique beauty at 6th and Broadway Clothing. From expertly curated collections to personalized styling and color analysis services, you can embrace style as beautiful as you.
Enjoy life at the lake and work for a growing company that offers rewarding careers and cares about your well-being. Agard, we build cool machines and are hiring for multiple positions across the organization. Plus, no-cost health benefits for you and your family.
We move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Alexandria now down by a couple of runs. It's the St. Cloud Crush 3, the Cardinals 1. Maya Hergis will be the leadoff batter, and she takes the first pitch from Gwen Goldman out of the strike zone. Next offering misses the plate, and it's 2-0. Hergis, and then we go back to the top of the order for Addie Johnson and Mari Kavitz. So that's 9, 1, and 2 in the Cardinals order. Here's a pop-up middle of the infield, and the shortstop will move underneath, Brenna Gruber, and she'll put it away for out number 1.
So Maya Hergis actually, on the first pitch, did ground out.
I see.
So that was...
So Addie Johnson
That was
popped
Addie Johnson,
out.
yeah.
Okay, thank you for that update. So quickly 2 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So Mari Kavit now the batter here. And first pitch to her is a strike. Kavit in the game drew a walk last time up. Now lines one into left field, and that's going to be a 2-out single, giving the Cardinals a base runner for Brooklyn McPhail. Okay, JP, I'm going to ask you right on the air here because I was looking down at my book.
Yeah.
Leadoff batter Hergis, do you know where the ground out went?
So it was a shortstop, so 6-3 there.
6-3, very good. Okay, now I think I'm all caught up then. So Brooklyn McPhail will step in, and the first pitch to her is out of the zone, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Once we wrap up our half inning, we'll have the mid-game report brought to you by Eldon's Fresh Foods, and it's going to come at least one batter later as McPhail lines one into center field for a base hit.
Some really good contact here from the Cardinals, and hopefully for Cardinals' sake, it could be a 2-out rally here as up to bat now, Lauren Getch.
The Cards now have 3 hits today off Gwen Goldman. Getch in the game as the lone RBI with a ground out pitcher to first in the opening inning. She takes a strike here, and it is 0-1. 3-1, St. Cloud with the lead. Now we got a liner out into left, but it's going to hang up, and the catch is going to be made by Izzy Gleeden. So a well-struck ball off the bat of Lauren Getch, but she is denied in the bid to get a second RBI today. Let's move into our mid-game report brought to you by Eldon's Fresh Foods in Alexandria. Live, love, local. Shop Eldon's Fresh Foods on 3rd and Nokomis in Alexandria. The St. Cloud Crush, presently undefeated on the year. They've been doing it one at a time. Single runs in the first, second, and third innings. Alexandria using a bit of a makeshift defensive lineup today with the absence of shortstop Ava Klimek, infielder Rachel Moore, and catcher Greta Kelly. And the miscues in the field have led to some unearned runs so far for St. Cloud, but the Crush do have the lead. Alexandria did trail 1-0 after a half inning, and then the Cardinals got their first 2 runners on base in the bottom of the first, with Addie Johnson singling to center. Later, she would score on Lauren Getch's RBI ground out, but that's the only dent on the scoreboard for Alexandria. The Cardinals are down 2 at the top of the 4th on the way. Our thanks to Eldon's for bringing you our mid-game report. Play-by-play of the top of the 4th inning is on the way next.
It's the right time for a getaway. It's the right time for a getaway. Let's get away.
Better water starts with EcoWater. Get started today and discover EcoWater's products and expertise for the perfect solution. Visit WeFixWaterMN.com with offices in Alexandria, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and more.
Leadoff batter in the 4th inning is the pitcher Gwen Goldman, and Addie Johnson in the circle for Alexandria works the count out to 1-2 strikes. Goldman, Alina Gustin, and Izzy Gleeden are scheduled to bat for the Crush. Here's a pitch popped up. Left field, playable for Maya Hergis, and she'll put it away for out number 1.
Good play there and a good start here for Addie Johnson.
St. Cloud right now with 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors in the field. 2 runners left on base. Alexandria, 1 run, 3 hits. The Cardinals have committed 3 errors and have stranded 3 base runners. First offering to Alina Gustin is upstairs. It's ball 1. Again, if you're watching us on our YouTube coverage today, both teams wearing the white jersey tops. Alexandria's lettering and numerals are red. St. Cloud's lettering and numerals are blue. The St. Cloud Crush wearing the blue pants with the orange high-top socks. Alexandria wearing the red pants and the red and black socks. 1-1 the count here to Gustin. And a healthy cut and a miss. And it's now a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's a really good outing from Addie Johnson so far. I know the 3 runs have gone by, a couple from a wild pitch, but she's getting the ball into the strike zone as I speak. A strikeout there.
Yeah, you could not put the JP Boleen jinx. I don't know if the JP jinx works at all. we know that the DMAC jinx is legitimate, but Alina Gustin gets called out on strikes on a nice drop ball by Addie Johnson, and that's her 3rd strikeout today. Gleeden steps in now and takes a pitch a little bit off the plate for ball 1. Gleeden 0 for 1, having grounded out to second baseman Zella Nutzelman in the 2nd inning. Next pitch on the way, rolled to the shortstop Mari Kavit. She'll make the play. The throw is wide, and that's going to bring the first baseman Lauren Hornstein off the bag. Mari Kavit working hard as the shortstop today, filling in for Ava Klimek, but that's going to be a throwing error, and that gives St. Cloud some life here in the top of the 4th, as Brenna Gruber will have the chance to bat.
I'm sure she's played a lot of shortstop, in her softball career, but playing as that everyday second baseman, it's just got to be such an adjustment with that much longer throw, because it was just clean so perfect, and the throw is just a little off. But it's just got to be such a tough adjustment.
Yep, first pitch to Gruber was out of the strike zone, and taking off to second is Gleeden, so she gets in with the steal, and then Addie Johnson delivers a strike to Gruber, and it's now a count of 1-1. St. Cloud has scored a single run in each of the 3 previous innings of batting to take a 3-1 lead. Next offering, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Ball knocked down at the dish there by Anna Johnson, but it was ruled a swinging strike, no foul ball. So Addie Johnson will like to get a strikeout of the number 9 hitter in the order. Here's a pitch in the dirt, and that's going to allow Gleeden to go to third base. So that evens the count out at 2-2. But again, if you can get the third out here and strand the base runner at third, no harm done.
Exactly. That's why you just, getting in the strike zone and make something happen.
And here's a swing and a miss. The ball gets dropped by the catcher, Anna Johnson. This time she completes the throw to first base to record the strikeout, and that is all. First half inning where St. Cloud in its plate appearance has not scored. No runs, no hits, one Alexandria Cardinal error, and one base runner stranded. We've reached the midpoint of a regulation 7-inning game here at the Alexandria Area High School Fast Pitch Softball Complex. Through 3.5 on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. It's the St. Cloud Crush 3, the Alexandria Cardinals 1.
Where you start today is not where you'll finish tomorrow. At Alexandria College, we know you have big plans for the future. Find your calling and be a legend.
Get great service at Alexandria Motors. Serving your family for generations and generations to come. Stop in for a great deal on your next vehicle. Alexandria Motors. One low price, plain and simple, always.
I'm a nurse at heart. I went into this to take care of other people.
What we say as nurses and as teammates matters here.
Come on over, you'll love it. You will get to experience so many things and help many people.
Leadoff batter in the bottom of the fourth inning for the Alexandria Cardinals is the second baseman, Zella Nutzelman. She hits one to the left side where the St. Cloud shortstop, Brenna Gruber, makes the play. Her throw to first is good for the out, so one down for the first baseman, Lauren Hornstein, who pops one up, foul territory, and it's going to drop in foul territory, so it's a count of 1 strike. Hornstein was the strikeout victim against Gwen Goldman in the second inning. 1 of 2 Ks for Goldman today.
Yeah, back in that second inning, she actually struck out 2 in a row with Gabby Rassett on deck here. Struck both of them out swinging.
And now Goldman gets in front in the count to the senior first baseman, Lauren Hornstein. It's 0-2. Pitch on the way, and that's fouled back. Hornstein actually struck out on what turned out to be a full count pitch as I think she ended up seeing 7 pitches in that plate appearance. She'll get at least 4 in this plate appearance. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Next offering is popped in the air, left side, and Gruber, the shortstop, drops the ball. So that's going to allow Lauren Hornstein to reach.
That's just one of those things where you need happen. Something like Alexandria just get that base runner on. There's only 1 out, and now you got a chance. They give you some life, so you just got to take advantage of it.
And Gabby Rassett steps in. She takes a pitch a little bit low for ball 1. 1-0 the count. That drop ball by Brenna Gruber is the first crush error in today's game. And now we've got a swing, line drive to right field, but that's going to hang up, and the catch is going to be made by the right fielder, Lauren Ely, and there are 2 away.
Yeah, that's just too bad because that was hit really, really good out to right field, and it's something Alexandria did really well. They've got a lot of right-handed batters, if not all, and they hit the ball in the opposite field a lot against Albany, and that helped a lot just with base running and giving opportunities and getting runs, and that was a really well-struck ball out to right field.
Yeah, it is fun to see a lot of these Alexandria batters have the capability of hitting the ball the opposite way, as we saw Gabby Rassett do there. Anna Johnson fouls a pitch off. It's 1 strike. Next pitch is a little bit low, and the count is 1-1. Again, our KXRA 5 o'clock news hour is being preempted today due to our live broadcast of Alexandria Fast Pitch Softball. J.P. Boline and yours truly, Dave McClurg, on location at the Alexandria Area High School Softball Complex, where the conference-leading St. Cloud Crush have a 3-1 lead. Count goes to 1-2, and then a soft pop-up, and a basket catch is made in foul territory by Alina Gustin. She was going to make sure that that one would not hit the dirt, and that's all for Alexandria in the last of the fourth inning. No runs for the Cardinals, no hits. There was one St. Cloud error and one runner left on base. We'll move to inning number 5 in fast pitch softball on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. It's the St. Cloud Crush 3, the Alexandria Cardinals 1.
Garden Center features 34 lanes of bowling fun. Whether you're an avid bowler or just looking for a fun outing, add Garden Center lanes to your calendar and make it a fun date.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
When you want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
Make it Jetner Motors your best price dealer. Make it Jetner Motors your best price dealer.
We welcome you back to the Alexandria Area High School Fast Pitch Softball Complex. Jackson is our KXRA studio engineer, and along with J.P. Boline, I am Dave McClurg with the play-by-play. It's a 3-1 lead for St. Cloud over Alexandria. Lainey Sheets will lead off the 5th inning for the visiting Crush. She faces Addie Johnson. First pitch, and I believe it's a half swing, and Sheets committed. It's 1 strike. Sheets will be followed by Leah Imdick and Sadie McLean here in the top of inning number 5. Those are the first 3 batters in Jordan Mathiason's order today.
Left-handed batter here in Sheets. She struck out once tonight and grounded out to short in her first at-bat.
Yep, and now she fouls one off, and it's a count of 2 strikes.
A quick inning would go a long ways here for Alexandria to get the bat back in their hands, and they're making decent contact. It's just the ball's not dropping.
Yep, and the Cardinals, I believe, will be working toward the top of their order. Here's a liner to left, and Maya Herges moves in a couple of steps to make the catch. So Sheets was trying to go the opposite way. Left-handed batter hitting it out to left, and the ball is caught, and there's one away. And now Leah Imdick will be the batter. She has been on base 1 time today, officially 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the first inning and scored the game's first run. Then she hit a liner that Brooklyn McPhail over at third base made a nice catch on, keeping it off the dirt. Here's a strike from Addie Johnson, and the count is 1-1. Boy, JP, I know that we're hoping Alexandria can make a comeback here, but I just like the tempo that is being set in this game, and I think we're seeing it out of Alexandria's Addie Johnson and even Gwen Goman of St. Cloud. Those kids are getting the ball in the strike zone today.
They are. And there's been I don't think Addie Johnson does not have a walk so far. Hopefully, well, it's not going to be a jinx here, but yeah, she's just doing a good job getting the ball in the strike zone, making a St. Cloud hit, and they're a good team that can hit, so you're going to see hits like we just saw there with Imdick.
Yep, Imdick grounds one up the middle, so she's on base with a 1-out single, and that will bring up Sadie McLean.
Yeah, and really, I mean, it's 3-1 right now because of defense has been really good for St. Cloud. They had their first error as it'll be a stolen base here for St. Cloud.
Yep, I believe the courtesy runner Amber Kilinowski comes in and will get the steal of second. Of course, Imdick is the catcher, so Kilinowski being used as the courtesy runner. And she steals second. The pitch was a strike. Next one is lined left side, and this will go foul, so it's 0-2. By the way, if you're in the vicinity of Alexandria Area High School, a couple of different events you can check out. Softball game going on. You've got the JV on the Northwest Diamond and the varsity on the Southwest Diamond. And over at the Alexandria Area High School Stadium, the Cardinal track and field team's home opener, the Alexandria Relays, underway today. It's really turned out with the wind dropping off a little bit. Not all that bad of a late April afternoon.
No, it finally feels like a spring afternoon here instead of a winter.
And now we're going to have a pop-up on the 1-ball, 2-strike count, and McLean's going to be retired as Lauren Hornstein comes over toward the St. Cloud dugout to make the catch. So 2 away here in the top of the 5th with the Crush leading by a score of 3-1. Designated player Carly Backus will now step in. She's been on base 2 times, reaching on a fielder's choice and then reaching on an error. So officially she's 0 for 2. She grounds one sharply foul left side. That one skirted past the head coach Jordan Mathiasen down the third base line.
Yeah, you look at a couple of the runs here for St. Cloud. They were, a couple were resulted from errors. Not all of them scored an error, but
right.
It's just getting those free bases. You take those away, and Alexandria might have, a 1-0 lead here tonight. It's been a good, clean pitched game between two teams.
Yep, here's a pitch that pops off the glove of the catcher Anna Johnson, and that's going to move the base runner Kilanowski over to third. So 1-1 the count to Carly Backus. Addie Johnson's next pitch lined down the left field line, and this will go foul. Of course, Backus is the cleanup batter, and she has shown the reputation today to put the ball in play, even though she's 0 for 2.
Yeah, that swing right there was looking for over the fence, and it wouldn't have gotten there if it was fair, but that was hit real hard.
So now a ball and 2 strikes. Next pitch and a check, and I believe Backus was able to check in time.
Really good stop there by Anna Johnson behind the plate, too, holding the runner at third with 2 outs.
So 2-2 count now to Backus. Here's Addie Johnson's next pitch, and it's lined into left field, a base hit. And that will bring in the courtesy runner Amber Kilanowski, and St. Cloud takes a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, just a tough out here today. I know she's had an error, been on an error, and a fielder's choice, but put the ball in play and hit the ball relatively hard here today.
Now center fielder Lola Jacobs will bat for the Crush. First offering a little bit low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. At the moment, the run that Kilanowski scored is unearned, but if Jacobs is able to get on base with a single or something better than that, then the run that has scored would become an earned run. Passed ball factors into the scoring there, and if you take the pass ball away at the moment, you can't assume that a base runner would go 2 bases on a single, even though there are 2 out. So at the moment, the 4th St. Cloud run is unearned, but it could change to earned if Lola Jacobs gets a base hit. Count now works out to 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, the Crush 6-0 in the Central Lakes Conference, 8-0 overall. That includes a victory up at Brainerd to begin the regular season and a 1-run win over Sartell. Here's a pitch in the dirt, and that's going to go to the backstop. And that's going to allow Backus to go into scoring position on the wild pitch. So the count now 3-1. A rare 3-ball count to a batter today.
Yeah.
So Lola Jacobs with the hitter's advantage. She takes the strike here, though, and that's going to fill the count out at 3-2.
Yeah, just a good at-bat here. Lola Jacobs, she does have an RBI with a sacrifice fly back in the 3rd.
And she would like to get another one here. Payoff pitch is grounded to the left side. Mari Kavit makes the play. Throw to first is good for the out. That will retire the side. Because of the wild pitch moments ago, the run that St. Cloud scored earlier this half inning now is an earned run. So That's the first earned run that Addie Johnson has allowed today. 1 run, 2 hits, no Alexandria Cardinal errors, and 1 left on board. We've completed 4.5 in Central Lakes Conference fast pitch softball. New numbers on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard. It's the St. Cloud Crush 4, the Alexandria Cardinals 1.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing.
America's best checking for students. Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Bell Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted best real estate company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new and used equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center, for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
Casa Jalisco. Take a trip south of the border to a place where you can savor the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. Casa Jalisco offers a true taste of Mexico without the airfare. Casa Jalisco, your Mexican getaway in downtown Alexandria.
On the first pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning, Maya Hergis rolls one to the left side. Shortstop Brenna Gruber makes the play, and the throw to first is good for the out. So 1 gone on 1 pitch, and back we go to the top of the order for the Alexandria pitcher, Addie Johnson.
Second at bat in a row for Maya to ground out to the short. So getting contact, just good defense from St. Cloud.
Here's a pop-up and a nice try over by the fence by the St. Cloud first baseman there, Alina Gustin, but she couldn't haul it in. It was just beyond her outstretched reach. So it's 1 strike to Addie Johnson. Gwen Goman's next pitch is a little bit low, and it's 1-1. Goman has issued 1 walk. She has struck out 2 and 4 in the 3rd innings. 3 hits allowed, 1 run it is earned.
And the 1 run scored was by Addie Johnson here today on a wild pitch.
And now she lines one out into left center, and that's going to be in for a hit. Big turnaround first base for Addie Johnson. She'll hold up there on the 1-out single. So a good stroke there off the bat of Addie Johnson. So a runner at first now for the shortstop, Mari Kavett. Kavett has reached base a couple of times today. Walk in the first inning and then a single in the 3rd. She attempts a bunt here and pops it back foul. And it's 1 strike.
I'm sure we'll see another attempt here, but if it's not successful, then as usual, we'll probably have 3 balls then in a row and work the count full, which just seems like Kavett just does every single time. Well,
she takes on the outside corner here for strike 2, and I don't think she showed any signs of if she might try to bunt. And in my mind, you're down 3 runs and you've only got 8 outs left. Eschew the sacrifice here. But that's just a fan's perspective here. I don't want to try to put insight into Coach Courtney Richardson or Jackie Stifter's minds, because obviously they're doing an excellent job with the team this spring. Here's a high pop-up to right field, and the catch is going to be made, and that will be Lauren Ely, who hauls in the pop-up off the bat of Mari Kavett. 2 gone now here in the bottom of the 5th inning, with the Crush leading Alexandria by a score of 4-1. Brooklyn McPhail will step in now.
She hit a ball really nicely out to right field in her last at-bat.
First offering a little bit outside, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Throw goes down to first base, but Addie Johnson standing on the bag. Johnson reached on a 1-out base hit, and now she's going to try to move up, and she will, as that's going to drop in. Base hit for McPhail. Addie Johnson's going to go first to third on the play, and the Cardinals have a bottom of the 5th inning threat here. Runners at the corners and 2 out.
Just good base hit, or good batting there, just aggressive and getting out right away and getting a nice base hit. And this is a huge at bat here now for Lauren Getch.
Yep, Getch in the game 0 for 2. Ground out to the pitcher where she got a run batted in the first inning. And then she stroked the ball well last time up and lined out to left. This time she's going to roll one, and it's knocked down by the shortstop, but no play. It's going to be an infield single for Lauren Getch. Coming across is Addie Johnson. Heading to second is Brooklyn McPhail. The Cardinals have a run here in the bottom of the 5th inning and now trail 4-2.
Again, just aggressive base run or aggressive hitting there from Alexandria, and it was perfectly hit in the infield to not have a chance to play.
And now we've got a little looper out into right field, and that's going to be in for a base hit for Zella Nutzelman. And coming in to score is Brooklyn McPhail. Meanwhile, Getch will go first to third on the play. So some good 2-out hitting here for the Alexandria Cardinals, and they've put the crooked number on the board here in the bottom of the 5th inning and now trail by just 1 at 4-3. So the Cardinals getting an uprising going, and again, some of the damage with 2 out as 3 consecutive base runners have got on base with singles.
Yeah, it's finally finding grass. They've been getting bat on ball contact throughout the afternoon, but finally just getting the ones that get through, and it started there just with really good hitting, really aggressive hitting from Brooklyn McPhail and then Lauren Getch as well. So.
Yeah, each of the last 3 batters have gotten on base in just 4 pitches. Now we're going to have a fly ball out to right center field off the bat of Lauren Hornstein, and Lola Jacobs will make the catch. So the Cardinals super aggressive at the plate, but that aggressiveness did pay off as Alexandria closes ground. 2-run score for Alexandria on 4 hits. No St. Cloud Crush errors and 2 runners left on base. New score after 5 full in Central Lakes Conference fast pitch softball. Glenwood State Bank School Board. St. Cloud leads at Alexandria 4-3.
Give them the freedom to grow with the peace of mind of security and safety.
Let me do my thing.
America's best checking for students. Visit www.bell.bank/student-checking to learn more. Bell Bank, member FDIC.
Hi, Carl Qualley with Qualley Real Estate. Our business approach is based on what we call the 4 E's: experience, expertise, ethics, and energy. Qualities that led us to be voted best real estate company 3 years in a row. Find your real estate coach at Qualley Real Estate, where we protect your money.
Carlson Music Center, downtown Alexandria. Yamaha pianos and new and used equipment. Lessons and instruction. Learn from the best, piano and voice to guitar and violin. Carlson Music Center, for all your musical needs in Alexandria.
Casa Jalisco. Take a trip south of the border to a place where you can savor the flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine. Casa Jalisco offers a true taste of Mexico without the airfare. Casa Jalisco, your Mexican getaway in downtown Alexandria.
We welcome you back to the Alexandria Area High School Fast Pitch Softball Complex. J.P. Boleen and yours truly, D-Mac, Dave McClurg with the call. Gwen Goldman takes a strike, and then she lines one, and it's going to be in for a base, or actually it's going to be a line out, I should say, off the bat of Goldman, out to center fielder Lauren Getch, and there's 1 down here in the top of the 6th inning. So Goldman in the game now 1 for 3, and Alina Gustin will step in. She chops one to the left side foul, and it's 1 strike. Gustin officially is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, but she did reach on a pass ball in the 2nd inning. On that play, St. Cloud scored a run. The windup by Addie Johnson. Next pitch, swung on and missed, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, I think Addie Johnson, I mean, she's pitched a ton of innings for this Alexandria Cardinals varsity team, and I think just the best thing she does is just that fast speed down the middle, and then she does exactly that. Slows it down, and that drop ball just tricks everybody.
Yeah, and Gustin is down on strikes. 3rd time she is out on strikes today. 5 Ks for Addie Johnson overall, and Izzy Gleeden, I'm sorry. I tacked an L on the front end of her name when I didn't need to. And because of that, I think she's going to say, D-Mac, I'm going to get on base, so you're going to have to mention my name a little bit more. Izzy Gleeden is on with a 2-out single to right field. And that's St. Cloud's 6th hit today. Alexandria has actually out-hit the Crush 7-6. 4 Alexandria errors have led to 3 unearned runs for St. Cloud. I think we're going to have a different batter here. This may be McKenna Mork coming to the plate here as a pinch hitter. First pitch is low and in. And meanwhile, taking off for second base is Gleeden, and she's in with a steal. So the count is 1 strike. Brenna Gruber, the previous batter, was 0 for 2 at the plate. Next pitch misses the zone, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Mork batting for Brenna Gruber here in the 6th inning. We'll see if Gruber comes back into the game on the re-entry rule. Next pitch from Addie Johnson is in for a strike. 2-1 the count. Meanwhile, the runner heads to third, and she's going to get in ahead of the throw.
Yeah, St. Cloud just being aggressive, trying to get some insurance runs here with 2 outs.
Yep, 2-1 now the count. Next pitch in the dirt and knocked down by Anna Johnson at the plate. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike here to McKenna Mork, a pinch hitter for St. Cloud. Addie Johnson, the junior in the circle, winds up and delivers a pitch that is over for a strike. That will fill the count out at 3-2. If Mork can get on base, we would have another left-handed batter, Lainey Sheets, coming to the plate. The payoff is fouled at the plate, so we'll do it again at 3 balls, 2 strikes. It's a 4-3 lead for the St. Cloud Crush as we play the 6th inning. Runner at third for the visitors and 2 gone. Next offering is in the dirt, and that will be ball 4. And that is, I believe, the first walk that Addie Johnson has issued today.
Yeah, that is the first walk, and only, I think, 2 or 3rd at bat that she's had 3 balls. So it's been really impressive pitching from Addie Johnson here today. Yeah, and a little bit of a pickle here, but 2 outs, just got to get some weak contact or obviously a strikeout too.
Yeah, Lainey Sheets still bidding for that first hit today. She is 0 for 3 at the top of the Crush order. She takes a little bit inside, and trailing runner, Mork, will go to second base. No throw down there. But in my mind, JP, I think Addie Johnson's focus here, try to get the batter out any way you can. Next pitch, knocked down at the plate by Anna Johnson, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, you just got to get into the strike zone here and make Sheets do something, because she's 0 for 3 here today, and been some weak contact, but she's also hit the ball well out to left field once.
Yep, that was last time up in the 5th, and now she's going to sky one to left field again, and it's down the line, and that is a foul ball, I believe.
Good contact there. Really good attempt there from Maya Herges. Just a hair too short of grabbing that out of the glove.
So it's 2 balls and a strike now to Sheets. Izzy Gleeden is the lead base runner at third, and McKenna Mork, the pinch hitter, in scoring position at second. Next offering is in for strike 2 called. And it's 2-2 now to Sheets. Big pitch forthcoming here. This is a big plate appearance. Crush want to extend the lead. Alexandria wants to keep it at a 1-run deficit. 2-2 offering is rolled up the middle and into center field. That's going to be a base hit. So Sheets is going to come through with a 2-run single, and St. Cloud takes a 6-3 lead.
Yeah, good attempt there from Kavit, but just up the middle, and it was just a good at-bat. I mean, Sheets bats at the top of the lineup for a reason, and she showed it with that at-bat there.
So Alexandria scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning, and St. Cloud comes back with 2 of its own in the top of the 6th, and it's back to a 3-run advantage here for Leah Emdick, and she lines one into center. That's a base hit. Sheets is rounding second. She'll go to third, and the Crush will have runners at the corners with 2 down. And again, all of this started with 2 out here in the top of the 6th inning.
Yeah, it's what good teams will do to you. They don't get, I mean, those 2 outs rallies are the ones that really beat down a team. So Alexandria did it in the bottom of the bottom of the 5th, and Now St. Cloud do it the next half inning.
Yeah, a little bit different here is that it's gone single, walk, 2-run single, and then another base hit to create this scoring chance with St. Cloud already plating 2. And we may have a change in pitchers here. I think Maya Hergis is coming in from the outfield, and she will be the new pitcher here in the 6th inning for the Alexandria Cardinals. So not a surprise that we see Hergis coming in. She's done some work in the circle this spring for Alexandria. I presume Addie Johnson will go into the outfield. I don't know if she would head out to left or if she gets center field, but
yeah, I mean, it's not a surprise. Also, one of the head coaches, Jackie Stiffer, did mention in the pregame interview that wouldn't be surprised if we do see 2 or 3 pitchers here today. So, yeah, Maya Hergis been here before, and she's a good pitcher as well. Just trying to change the pace up here. Addie Johnson pitched a very good game, had a couple of earned runs, but she was thrown in the strike zone, and anytime you could do that successfully, then it's a good outing. And also against a team like St. Cloud, I mean, really, most of the runs here today were on forced errors back out in the field. So if you're Addie Johnson, I think you got to feel good about this outing.
I believe Lauren Getch will move out to left field, so Addie Johnson will be in center field here with 2 down in the top of the 6th inning. St. Cloud has scored twice to go up 6-3. And the batter now will be the third baseman, Sadie McLean. We may have the courtesy runner back in for Imdick at first. Here's a roller right side under the glove of Zella Nutzelman into center, and that's going to be a base hit. Throw goes to third, and it will be too late, and the batter, McLean, is going to take second on the play. So an RBI single there for Sadie McLean, and St. Cloud now has a 7-3 lead.
Yeah, that one just goes right underneath the glove 5-hole of Zella Nutzelman. So Alexandria just got to get one more out here.
Carly Backus, the batter, and she'll foul one off. And the count is 1 strike. So the Cardinals were able to get some momentum in the bottom of the 5th inning, scoring twice with 2 outs. But now St. Cloud has scored 3 times with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning to go up by 4 runs at 7-3. Count to Backus now stands at 1 ball and 1 strike after a foul ball, then a pitch taken for a ball. Hergis' next offering is fouled off, and it's 1-2. Again, for those of you wondering about the status of the KXRA 5 o'clock news hour, preempted today due to our live play-by-play coverage of Alexandria fast-pitch softball. The 5 o'clock news hour will be preempted on Thursday as well when JP and I head to Detroit Lakes to bring you our first Alexandria Cardinal baseball broadcast of the spring, both ends of the doubleheader. Here's a soft liner out into center, and that's going to drop in for a base hit, and a couple of runs will come in to score. Meanwhile, the throw comes through, and the batter, Backus, is going to go into second. So again, more 2-out hitting here for St. Cloud. This time it's Carly Backus that is able to come through, and the Crush have put 5 on the board here in the 6th to take a 9-3 lead.
Yeah, and these are the big innings that we talked about that St. Cloud is capable of, and it's coming at a really bad time just because it is the later half of the game.
And Lola Jacobs grounds one foul left side, and it's a count of 1 strike. Jacobs in the game officially 0 for 2 with the sacrifice fly and a run batted in. Well, the Crush got some of their money players in the lineup. They've had a couple of 2-run singles this inning. One by the number 1 hitter in the batting order, Lainey Sheets, and one by the cleanup hitter, Carly Backus. 1-1 now the count to Lola Jacobs. Maya Hergis trying to work out of further trouble. Next pitch is a little bit low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Remember, the first 2 batters this inning were retired. Gwen Goman on a lineout, Alina Gustin on a strikeout, but then 6 consecutive Crush batters have gotten on. 5 have come in to score. Next pitch is a little bit inside, And the count is now 3-1 strike. Maya Hergis did wrap up that win over Albany on Thursday of last week and got credit for the save. Here she's just trying to hold the fort as St. Cloud is raced out to a 6-run lead here in the 6th inning. 9-3 now the score for the undefeated Crush. Strike here makes it 3-2 to Lola Jacobs. Hergis delivers the payoff, and that swung on, hit to left. That'll be over the head of Lauren Getch and up against the base of the wall. Jacobs is going to make it to second with an RBI double. So it's almost like St. Cloud has unfurled the hit parade here in the top of the 6th inning. 7 consecutive batters have gotten on base, 6 of those with hits. Jacobs with the RBI double.
Yeah, and that's just solid contact there right over the head. And just good hitting there from St. Cloud, who's done a lot of that this year.
Yeah, the Crush now with a 10-3 lead, and that's 4 consecutive games where the Crush has scored 10 runs or more. So Alexandria, for the better part of this game, was able to hold the Crush in check, but St. Cloud has really gotten it going here in the 6th inning, batting around, and a second plate appearance here for Gwen Goman. She would also like to be involved in this hit parade for the visitors. She does not want to be the one player who gets retired twice in the inning. That is the fate that Maya Hergis and the Alexandria Cardinals are hoping to deal to the pitcher Gwen Goman. And here's a liner out into center, and that's going to be in for a hit. Rounding third is Jacobs. She'll come in to score. The batter, Goman, will go to second. So it's now 11-3 for St. Cloud.
Yeah, and she got in on the hit parade. Just solid contact, just getting it out to the field. And St. Cloud's they're seeing the ball really well right now and getting in that groove that you did not want them to get into here today.
So that means a minimum of 11 batters here in the top of the 6th inning. I believe Elise Thompson is going to come back in as the courtesy runner. She'll be stationed at second. The batter will be Alina Gustin. And she now does not want to have the distinction of being retired twice in the same inning. She was the last batter to be retired by Alexandria pitching as she struck out swinging against the starter, Addie Johnson. Here's a pitch up and away, and it's 2-0. Again, first 2 batters were retired. 7 in a row have now, or actually 8 in a row, have reached for St. Cloud, as this is the 11th batter of the half inning. Pitch on the way, and this one's fouled off. It's 2-1.
Yeah, I keep saying it, but just get the ball, in the strike zone. And I mean, Maya Hergis has done a really good job of that here in her short outing. It's just St. Cloud's been seeing it really well, but they can't hit them all on the grass.
Here's a pitch upstairs, and it's 3-1 now to Gustin. Izzy Gleeden is the on-deck hitter for St. Cloud, or would Coach Mathiasen consider a pinch hitter? Here's the 3-1 offering, and it's swung on and missed. That will fill the count out at 3-2. A 7-run 6th inning has broken open a close game. 11-3 now for the St. Cloud Crush. And here's a ground ball left side that goes foul. Again, JP, I don't know if you'll agree or disagree. I think Addie Johnson deserves a better fate than what could very well be a loss. I thought she pitched pretty well, but St. Cloud got into that top of the order, so that for those batters, that was a 4th look at Alexandria's starter.
Yeah, and it's hindsight, but if you have, as there's ball 4, but if you have, your full roster, everybody's in the position that they're used to playing every single day, I do think the result might be a little different here. St. Cloud, I mean, we've seen it. They've seen it all year. They can hit the ball like crazy, and they can get into these innings where they prolong it for a while, and Alexandria might get out of it here, but it's just, Addie pitched really well, and hopefully the Cardinal bats can get hot here.
Yeah, let's see if Alexandria gets a few more swings to try to get back into the game. The Left fielder Gleeden gets retired on a pop to short, but an explosive inning for St. Cloud. All the damage done with 2 outs, 7 score, and we go to the bottom of the 6th inning on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in Central Lakes Conference Fast Pitch Softball. The St. Cloud Crush now lead the Alexandria Cardinals 11-3.
Northland Buildings has been providing quality post-frame buildings to customers for 30 years, serving clients across the upper Midwest since 1994. Northland Buildings, quality buildings built tough for the Northland.
Better water starts with EcoWater. Get started today and discover EcoWater's products and expertise for the perfect solution. Visit WeFixWaterMN.com with offices in Alexandria, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and Morris.
Welcome to the spirit of Lake Town hospitality. Welcome to D. Mike's Resort Bar and Grill. From legacy locals, seasonal visitors, to traveling teams, you are our community. Come share in our rustic flavors, modern flair, and authentic roots. Legacy inspired, community infused.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Gabby Rassett leads off for the Alexandria Cardinals. She takes a called strike, then fouls one off against Gwen Goman. And it's 0-2. Rassett struck the ball well last time up. She lined out to right field. She's 0 for 2 today. Pitch on the way, and this one's lined up the middle and knocked down by the second baseman. She will have no play. It'll be an infield single for Gabby Rassett.
Well, that's the way to start it if you're going to have a rally here in this inning. So just get out and get another one on base as they will have a pinch runner.
Yeah, as the Cardinals will change, and it's going to be, I believe it's Bella Bradley who's going to come in as the pinch runner here. Now, she has been the flex fielder for Alexandria, so she is in that flex fielding spot where Gabby Rassett is the designated player. So, first pitch to Anna Johnson is a ball. Next offering, cut on and missed, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson in the game, 0 for 2 with a pair of pop-outs. Goman's next offering, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Goman has recorded a couple of strikeouts today. I believe she has walked only 1 batter. Now I've got a pitch just a bit out of the zone, and it's 2-2.
Good eye there from Anna Johnson. She's hit the ball pretty well here today, 0 for 2, but just trying to get one down.
Now she takes one in the dirt, and that's going to get past the catcher. That's going to allow Bradley to move into scoring position. And that also fills the count out at 3-2. So Anna Johnson trying to work back and get on base. She won't, though, as she swings and misses at the full count offering. So there will be a strikeout, number 3 today for Goman. You are watching our broadcast coverage of high school fast pitch softball with Alexandria hosting the St. Cloud Crush on the Voice of Alexandria live stream channel on YouTube. You're listening to it on People Radio, KXRA Alexandria, 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, 105.7 FM. Also audio through the Voice of Alexandria app. Jackson is our radio studio engineer back at KXRA in downtown Alexandria. And along with J.P. Boleen, I am DMAC, Dave McClurg with the play-by-play. Maya Hergis now at the plate, works the count out to 1 ball and 2 strikes. With Bella Bradley, the runner at second for Alexandria, and 1 out. Now we've got a pitch-beaten foul off the bat of Hergis. Hergis has been playing pepper with the shortstop Bella Gruber today. A couple of groundouts to short.
Yeah, she hit the ball well a couple of times too, and she does have a lot of speed too. So that just shows how hard it was hit to short, because I think she would beat out most slow ground balls.
Here's a pitch low, and it's 2-2 now to Hergis. Alexandria does have 8 hits against Goman in today's game. And now a bouncer goes foul, and it's still 2-2. If you're just joining us, it was a fairly close game. St. Cloud scoring single runs in each of the first 3 innings of batting. Alexandria scored its first run in the bottom of the first. The Crush extended the lead to 4-1 after 4.5, as we have another foul ball off the bat of Maya Hergis. Then the Cardinals came back with 2 in the bottom of the 5th inning, as a couple of runners were able to score. An RBI single for Lauren Getch and one for Zella Nutzelman. And Alexandria was down by just a 4-3 score after 5 full. And then St. Cloud did some major damage in the top of the 6th. A 2-out rally ended up plating 7. Now we've got a pitch hit into left field. That's going to be a base hit for Hergis, as she got the count full and then sent one in the hole to left field for a base hit.
Yeah, finally found the hole between shortstop and third base, and just a good way to get on base. And Alexandria, I mean, if you're going to have a rally, this is the best way to do it. Get the first 2 on, and now you're threatening.
Well, with the way the game stands now, 11-3 for the St. Cloud Crush, we will play a full 7 innings. No mercy rule will be in effect here. Here's a grounder into left field. That's going to be a base hit for Addie Johnson. She'll drive in a run with her 3rd hit of the day. And it's now 11-4 as Bella Bradley scores. Hergis will advance to 2nd. So the Cardinals have 2 on, 1 in for Mari Kavett. First pitch from Goman to Kavett is a strike.
Anna Johnson really being aggressive at the plate for Alexandria. Really hasn't seen too many pitches here today in 3 hits.
And now we've got a liner off the glove of the pitcher, Goman. That squirts over to the left side of the infield, and nobody's going to be retired. And that will be an infield single for Mari Kavett. It just ticked off the glove of Goman, went over to the left side, but Kavett is going to reach, and everybody is safe. Maya Hergis is going to advance to third base, and Addie Johnson is now in scoring position at 2nd. The last 3 batters have reached, and there's still only 1 out here in the last of the 6th inning. Alexandria has a run in to trail 11-4. So 4 hits this inning now for the Cardinals. And Brooklyn McPhail will be the batter.
Yeah, and she had a big swing last inning in the 5th with a single out to right center field.
First offering from Gwen Goman is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Of course, the Crush looking to get an out here. And it's not going to happen. A liner into right field is a base hit. Station-to-station ball as Brooklyn McPhail will drive in a run, and it's now St. Cloud 11, Alexandria 5, as Brooklyn McPhail comes through with an RBI single.
Another big hit there out to the opposite field. Does just score 1. Good way from St. Cloud just to get the ball right back in.
And now we've got a grounder to short, and a flip to 2nd is going to force out McPhail. Lauren Getch is going to get another run batted in on a fielder's choice grounder as Addie Johnson will score. Mari Kavett will advance to 3rd on the play. So it is a 3-run bottom of the 6th inning for Alexandria to make the score 11-6. And the batter now, Zella Nutzelman. First pitch is a ball, and it's 1-0.
Nutzelman had an RBI swing in her last at-bat.
She's going to hit one to the right side here, and the play is made by Lainey Sheets. Throw to first is good for the out. Alexandria does bat 8 in the bottom of the 6th inning and score 3 to narrow the gap. So the 7th inning is on the horizon here at the Alexandria Area High School Fast Pitch Softball Complex. Through 6 full, it is St. Cloud 11, Alexandria 6.
Welcome to the spirit of Lake Town hospitality. Welcome to D. Mike's Resort Bar and Grill. From legacy locals, seasonal visitors, to traveling teams, you are our community. Come share in our rustic flavors, modern flair, and authentic roots. Legacy inspired, community infused.
Dentistry at the Center knows all about busy schedules, and that's one of the best things about having 3 dentists. We have more appointment times available, so we can see you sooner. So, for dentist appointments to fit your schedule better, come see the friendly folks at Dentistry at the Center.
water starts with Eco Water. Get started today and discover Eco Water's products and expertise for the perfect solution. Visit WeFixWaterMN.com with offices in Alexandria, Fergus Falls, Glenwood, and Morris.
Fairly low-scoring game through the first half of it has now turned into runs aplenty. In the last 2 full innings combined, St. Cloud has scored 8 runs and Alexandria has scored 5. Through the first 4 innings, the Crush had a 3-1 lead. So adding all those numbers up, St. Cloud has a 5-run lead. 11 runs, 12 hits, 1 error, 6 left on base for St. Cloud. Alexandria 6 runs, 12 hits on 4 errors, and 8 base runners stranded. So the Crush will try to go back to work. Brenna Gruber will hit one foul to the left side, and it is 1 strike. Gruber was actually not part of the top of the 6th inning uprising. She was pinch hit for by McKenna Mork, and Mork ended up drawing a walk. Here's a pop fly out to right center, and it's going to drop for a base hit just beyond the reach of Addie Johnson. A flare out to right center, and St. Cloud has its leadoff batter on with a single here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, just about really good play there from Addie Johnson, but just out of the reach, so leadoff batter on.
So Gruber is going to reach, and back we go to the top of the order for Lainey Sheets. Sheets was able to give her team some separation with a 2-run single. Here's a bunt that is fielded by the third baseman McPhail, but not handled by the second baseman Zella Nutzelman coming over to cover. Meanwhile, Gruber goes all the way to third and gets the green light to come around, and she'll score. And St. Cloud now has a 12-6 lead. So that'll be a sacrifice bunt, and then an error, but that would be on second baseman Zella Nutzelman, having the throw from McPhail go off the heel of her glove and into foul territory, and it kind of caromed over toward the right field side away from the first base dugout, and Gruber just kept running, and she's able to score. No run batted in for Lainey Sheets, and Sheets will ultimately end up at second base on that throw that was not handled by Zella Nutzelman. Again, Nutzelman has been playing in the outfield, but the Cardinals have had to revamp their lineup with 3 of their players down in Florida as part of the DECA conference. Here is Lee Imdick chopping one foul left side, and it's 1 strike.
Yeah, the ball comes in a lot hotter from second base, but yeah, that one just a lot of spin on that ball too. Just unable to grab that one.
Now we've got a soft liner, and this is going to be caught by Nutzelman. Flip back to second, double play! Oh my, heads up work there by Zella Nutzelman, the second baseman, catching the sinking liner. Came right to her glove as she caught it about waist high, and then did a backhand flip to Mari Kavit to complete the double play at second.
Yeah, really good awareness there, and I bet that feels really good, making the grab there and being able to flip that in time.
So 2 gone and nobody on base, and now Sadie McLean will bat, and the first pitch is a strike. So that'll go a line out to second off the bat of Imdick. And then Nutzelman gets the put out on the first out, gets the assist on the second out, as Mari Kavit able to trap Lainey Sheets off base. So that will end up making the run that the Crush has scored here in the top of the 7th inning unearned. And if, well, we will wait and see if any of the other players get on base. That's not going to be the case because McLean got called out on strikes. So St. Cloud will get the unearned run to add some insurance here in the top of the 7th inning. A run, a hit, 1 Alexandria error, and nobody was left on base. Last ups for the Alexandria Cardinals. They need 6 to tie, and 7 would result in a walk-off. Through 6.5 on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard in Central Lakes Conference Fast Pitch Softball. The St. Cloud Crush lead the Alexandria Cardinals 12-6.
Fresh, family, locally loved. Eldon's Fresh Foods. Eldon's Fresh Foods.
On the field, a lot of people know me as number 11. Off the field, I appreciate how First Western Bank and Trust bankers take the time to learn about me and never treat me as just a number. You too can bank where you'll never be just an account number.
Garden Center features 34 lanes of bowling fun. Whether you're an avid bowler or just looking for a fun outing, add Garden Center lanes to your calendar and make it a fun date.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
Last ups for the Alexandria Cardinals, and they will face a new pitcher as Laney Sheets, I believe, is going into the circle here to try to close it out for the St. Cloud Crush. And Gabby Rassett, the first batter, hits one to the left side. Third baseman, that's now Goman in at third base, and she hits one to the left side. Actually, she was the second batter of the inning. Lauren Hornstein also retired. So quickly, two gone here in the bottom of the seventh inning.
Yeah, really good play out at third for St. Cloud, and Ornstein just unable to beat it out. It was a soft ground ball.
Yeah, and so two away, and Anna Johnson represents the last hope for Alexandria. First pitch, a ball, and then another one misses the strike zone, so it's 2-0.
0 for 3 so far for Anna Johnson. 2 flyouts and a strike on her last at bat.
She takes the strike here, and it's now a count of 2-1. Wind up by Sheets. Next offering is popped in the air. Right field. This will be playable, and the catch is made. Lauren Ely will haul it in, so Laney Sheets comes out, gets a 1-2-3 bottom of the seventh inning. And that will do it. And St. Cloud is going to head back home. Now 9-0 on the season, including a 7-0 mark in the Central Lakes Conference. The Alexandria Cardinals suffer just their third defeat in 11 outings overall. Final in this one on the Glenwood State Bank scoreboard, the St. Cloud Crush defeat the Alexandria Cardinals by a score of 12-6. That will do it for our play-by-play, but we invite you to stick around. We'll get rolling with our post-game report brought to you by Jutner Motors after a few words from our Alexandria Cardinals Sports Booster.
You want your closing to go as smooth as possible, ask for Integrity Title. We may be a bit obsessed about our jobs and the details that go into it, but that's what makes us such a good choice for your real estate closing. Ask for Integrity Title, the title closing geeks.
Make it Jutner Motors your best price dealer. Make it Jutner Motors your best price dealer.
Life can sometimes feel like you're navigating through construction. You hit a detour, run out of gas, or you're going the wrong way on a one-way street. But Lakeland Mental Health Center is here to help you get back to the right path. Visit lmhc.org. Help today for a better tomorrow.
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's like, it's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
What's your number?
We've driven 57 miles to Quality Toyota to get a great deal, and we've done it 13 times.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
You've seen them, craved them. You've voted them the best. Their Smokin' Brews and Q's get their unreal smoked barbecue for catering, drop-offs, or events.
Hi, this is Schmitty from Smoke and Brews and Q's. Our obsession is the meat. Our passion is what makes it great.
Getting in and out of the pharmacy is easy with Trum Drug's app, RX Local. Download the app, choose Trum Drug as your pharmacy, use it for medication refills and reminders. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
We welcome you back to Alexandria Area High School's Fast Pitch Softball Complex. Along with J.P. Boleen, I am DMAC Dave McClurg. We've got Jackson as our KXRA studio engineer. JP, I believe, is in the process of trying to get the video camera situated from its game opportunity to our post-game opportunity, and you might be able to watch the interview that we're about to do with our Quality Toyota Alexandria Cardinal player of today's game. I'd like to thank all of our Alexandria Cardinal sports boosters helping to present our play-by-play broadcast. The Alexandria Cardinals were hoping to hand St. Cloud its first loss of the year, but the Crush are going to go home undefeated, now at 9-0 on the season after the St. Cloud Crush pull away at the end and get the victory by a final score of 12-6. We do welcome you to our post-game coverage, which is being brought to you by Juttner Motors in Alexandria. And J.P. Boleen and yours truly, DMAC Dave McClurg, here at Alexandria Area High School, where it turned out to be a nice day for a game. Two teams vying for their 9th victory of the year. It turns out that the visiting St. Cloud Crush get the job done. Like we mentioned, it was only a 4-3 game for St. Cloud going into the 6th inning, and then the Crush put up 7 runs in the top of the 6th inning, and that was a little too much for the Alexandria Cardinals to overcome. Alexandria was able to put a 3 spot on the board in the bottom of the 6th inning, but St. Cloud gets the victory by a score of 12-6. I think what we're going to do as JP continues to work on the video camera here, we're going to get our post-game guest involved. Junior Addie Johnson is joining us over at our broadcasting area down the right field line. Our post-game interview feature, by the way, is being brought to you by Quality Toyota of Fergus Falls. How far would you drive for a great deal from Quality Toyota? What's your number? You can visit their showroom the next time you visit Fergus Falls. They're located on West Lincoln Avenue, or you can visit anytime online at qualitytoyota.net. And Addie, I know that we've got people that are watching on our YouTube channel, but for the radio audience who aren't able to watch here, when you suit up on game day, what is your number in terms of your jersey number?
I'm number 10.
And I think you've been number 10 throughout your career so far. Is that correct?
Freshman year I was number 15, but last year and this year I've been 10. So.
Would you look to keep number 10 then through the rest of your varsity years here? Or?
Yes, I'm looking to keep number 10.
All right. I was commenting to you ahead of the broadcast today. I really thought you did a nice job. I know St. Cloud's reputation is that they do score a lot of runs. They've got some kids that can put the ball in the play. I thought the difference from watching you in the circle on Thursday and watching you today is that you were effective at pounding the strike zone. As we get together in the few minutes after this game wraps up, how did you feel about your performance?
I think through strikes they just could hit. They were hitting gaps. We made a few errors in the field. If we cleaned that up, I think it would have been a different game.
Yeah, that's interesting to note because I believe the first 3 runs that you allowed in today's game were unearned because of 4 Alexandria errors in the first 4 innings. I know that, it's a trying task because I believe your starting shortstop, Ava Klemick, was unavailable today. Rachel Moore plays infield for the Cardinals. She was unavailable. And then your starting catcher, also unavailable as I think those 3 players were down in Florida as part of the DECA conference going on down there. With the makeshift defensive lineup, Greta Kelly is the other player that I was doing the mental block trying to tap dance, trying to figure out that third player. But with Greta, Ava, and Rachel away, how did you feel about what the Cardinals were able to do behind you, and with your catcher being a little bit different today with Miss Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did a pretty good job adapting. I mean, it could have gone a little smoother. We did have some errors, but for what it was worth, we did pretty good.
What impressed you about St. Cloud in terms of, what they could come at you? I know that they have a leadoff batter that's a lefty, and then they've got some other people in the lineup. But, the Crush, I believe, have now scored 10 runs or more in each of their last 4 games. But what did you think about that lineup?
Yeah, I mean, they were stringing together hits, and wasn't much we could really do about that.
Still, your team ended up trailing after the first inning. I think St. Cloud goes up 2-1 and keeps the lead the rest of the way, but yet your team hung in there. I think it was only 4-3 going into the 6th. You had the opportunity to get on base, I think, 3 times today. I think it ended up being something like 3 for 4 at the plate. What were you seeing from the St. Cloud pitcher, Gwen Goldman?
I mean, she was throwing strikes if we were able to hit it, so.
Yeah, I just thought the tempo of this game was such that, your team was doing a good job at putting the ball in play. St. Cloud was also doing a good job at trying to put the ball in play. Is a game like this a little more enjoyable to play, Addie, than the one on Thursday, even though the outcome was an Alexandria win? I just feel, as a fan, when you're involved in a game where there are a lot of walks being issued, it becomes more work than fun. Yet, I really thought you threw well today. I thought Gwen Goldman threw a nice game, but, is playing in a game like this a lot different from playing in a game like the one on Thursday?
Yeah, I feel like it keeps you involved more, like you're always ready, and we were just ready the whole game, not knowing what to expect. They were up to hit, we were up to hit.
St. Cloud is now 9-0 and leading the way in the Central Lakes Conference. I know that your team will not face the Crush again until next spring because Alexandria and St. Cloud, at least this spring, go in opposite directions for the playoffs. That's going to change in the spring of 2026. But your team has now played 11 out of what will likely be a 17-game regular season schedule. What are the Cardinals doing well to sit at 8-3 right now?
I mean, I think our teamwork and our collaboration has just been really good. We've all worked together every day, working hard, so.
Are you liking the way that the chemistry is formed with this team? I know that, players such as yourself and Ava Klimek and Brooklyn McPhail, Maya Hergis, Mari Kavit, even, some of your other teammates, Lauren Getch, have some significant varsity experience, but yet you've got some other players that are first-year varsity players for the Alexandria Cardinals. Are you feeling really good about, the engagement that you have with your teammates?
Yeah, I mean, everyone comes ready to play every single day, and we've been doing pretty good, so.
Now, as we get to the latter part of the week here, Addie, is it likely that Greta and Ava and Rachel are back with you for Thursday's game already, or are they down in Florida for a while?
Yeah, they'll be coming back tomorrow, so we'll be able to see them on Thursday.
Wow, busy week for them. A few days in the Sunshine State, and then they get to hop aboard for some bus rides to Sauk Rapids and Moorhead before the week is done. What do you feel the Alexandria Cardinals are capable of accomplishing this spring? I know you've got about 2 weeks or so of the actually 3 weeks of the regular season. Let's recalculate that. 2 weeks of the regular season because the section tournament begins 3 weeks from today on May 20th. So you've got about 2/3 of the regular season schedule now completed. What do you feel the team can improve upon? And, what's your outlook for the stretch run here?
I mean, if we can just clean up having one blow-up inning for the other team and we can all just be on our A game every day, I think we can accomplish anything.
It's interesting you bring up that term blow-up inning because I've heard coaches Richardson and Stifter talk about that as well. And your team offensively has had a lot of blow-up innings this year. I know I got to watch your team quite a bit last year, especially when we got to the section tournament, and there were not as many blow-up innings last spring. It seemed like the Cardinals were involved in some games that were a little bit lower scoring. Why are the blow-up innings for your team happening more frequently this year?
I feel like the coaches have brought a lot of attention to our hitting, and we've all just been doing pretty good, trying to do it for each other, not just ourselves, and it's been working.
Well, Addie, I'll talk to you a little bit as we get into the break here, but thanks so much for a few comments after the game. I thought a really good effort by your team today, especially with the makeshift lineup. Best wishes later this week against Sauk Rapids and Moorhead, and JP and I will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday when we're back here to cover your home game with Rocori.
Thank you.
There is Addie Johnson, the starting pitcher for the Alexandria Cardinals. She would end up with 3 hits at the plate today as St. Cloud gets the victory at Alexandria by a final of 12-6. This is our post-game report brought to you by Juntner Motors in Alexandria. We're going to take one more break, and then we'll be back to give you the line totals, a couple of highlights from this game, and wrap up our coverage after these words.
I just get a great satisfaction when I hear the relief in a customer's voice that they've been helped. They always feel it's an inconvenience when they call us. It's like, it's never an inconvenience. We love helping our customers.
At Viking Bank, we're invested in your journey.
What's your number? We've driven 57 miles to Quality Toyota to get a great deal, and we've done it 13 times.
Who do you turn to if you or a loved one is experiencing a mental health crisis? We're here. Region 4 South Mobile Crisis Team will come to you by calling 701-364-0431.
You've seen them, craved them. You've voted them the best. Their Smoke and Brews and Q's get their unreal smoked barbecue for catering, drop-offs, or events.
Hi, this is Schmitty from Smoke and Brews and Q's. Our obsession is the meat. Our passion is what makes it great.
Getting in and out of the pharmacy is easy with Trum Drug's app, RX Local. Download the app, choose Trum Drug as your pharmacy, use it for medication refills and reminders. Trum Drug, locally owned, locally loved.
I see generations who are passionate about what they did. I hope that I can leave a legacy of compassion for people and love for family and friends.
Precision Auto reminds you to plan for the inevitable, the change of weather and its impact on your vehicle. From simple tune-ups to major repairs, trust the precision of a pro. Precision Auto. On 8th and Nokomis, Alexandria.
North Central International. Heavy-duty truck service on long haulers, dump trucks, buses, and specialized heavy-duty rigs. Medium and heavy-duty parts and accessories for all makes of trucks. Just south of I-94 and Highway 29 South in Alexandria.
Pomp's Tire Service has solutions for tired tires. Whatever your tire choice, make Pomp's your choice. Brakes, wheel alignments, factory maintenance, shocks, and struts. Pomp's has your service needs covered. Pomp's, we know tires and service. You should know Pomp's.
Hi, I'm Mark Lee from Mark Lee Excavating and Asphalt and Paving.
I'm looking for experienced, hardworking people to join my company. When you work for us, you'll be home every night, no overnight hotels. Give me a call and visit my website because we're hiring and we want to talk to you about your next career with us.
As St. Cloud is now 9-0 on the season, 7-0 in the Central Lakes Conference. The visitors break away after leading by just 1 after 5 full. It was 4-3 for the Crush going into the 6th inning, and then St. Cloud was able to bat around and getting a 2-out rally going as I believe a total of 9 consecutive batters were able to reach for St. Cloud. And ultimately the Crush would put 7 on the board in the 6th. Alexandria would come back with 3, but not quite enough as the Crush get the 12-6 win. DMAC and JP Bolin back with you from the Alexandria Fast Pitch Softball Complex. And JP, I thought, and I tried to share my sentiment with Addie Johnson. It's kind of weird because I enjoyed watching this game more than I did the Thursday game, probably due to the fact that Addie and then later Maya Herges and then the pitcher Gwen Goldman and later Lainey Sheets for St. Cloud did a nice job of getting the ball into the strike zone. And, we've seen Alexandria, swing the bat pretty well. And, St. Cloud, it took a 2-out rally to get some separation, but we found out the Crush can actually put some runs on the board too.
Yeah, they can. You just giving them life, and they'll run with it here this year. They've been just one of the best hitting teams in their section, and it's just been an impressive season for them. I mean, 9-0 now. Alexandria, though, I mean, they're doing a great job too. It's not a game where you feel like you got blew out there, because it wasn't constant hitting and constant runs. It was intermediate, and it was one inning that really ran away. But I think Alexandria's got to be a little proud of tonight. You're down a lot of key players. I mean, there's some key players that are out, especially defensively. If you're looking at short, I mean, losing Klimek tonight, that's big, because she is so steady and so good at shortstop. And Markovic played good too at short, but she's so good at second base. So you kind of lose that steadiness in the middle infield, and it really wasn't too bad. There was a couple errors, which I think they would have expected, just because of so many players in different positions or playing for the first time in a position here today. So, and Addie Johnson pitched really good. I think the score sheet won't indicate how good she really was. She put the ball, as you mentioned, in the strike zone, so and made St. Cloud hit. They eventually were able to get a couple of hits, but it wasn't really a lot of solid contact for most of the game. They scored because of errors, and there weren't. She had one walk, I believe, and that compared to what we saw a week ago, it's a good building step, and take that momentum, pitching, and you'll have a fuller roster next week, and learn from these kind of games.
Yeah, and, Alexandria went from a game of issuing 13 walks to issuing 2 walks today. Now, St. Cloud, has some pretty good kids that they can bring up that can knock in runs and get people on base. St. Cloud's not going to sit and, necessarily watch a pitcher throw a lot of bad balls. That sometimes they hit those bad balls, but they can also hit pitches that are in the strike zone. Even though it ends up being a defeat, I thought Alexandria acquitted itself quite well. They were able to get some people on base, especially getting that 2-out rally going in the bottom of the 5th. It makes it a 4-3 game at that point. And I'm thinking, well, especially, after the first 2 batters in the top of the 6th were retired, I'm thinking, well, good heavens, maybe Alexandria can get a comeback win here and, have St. Cloud go home with that first loss of the year. But, I think these two teams, they both had 8 wins coming in, so they're not slouches. I know that I think if you look at the resumes for both teams, they've, kind of handily beaten the teams in the CLC that are below them in the standings. Alexandria beating both Fergus and Detroit Lakes twice. St. Cloud plays each of those teams only once. I would say that St. Cloud's probably had the more difficult schedule, with a win at Brainerd already and a win at home against Sartell, or maybe that was at Sartell. But anyway, they've got wins over both, and but still, I thought, I wasn't sure if we were going to see a repeat, and I think I told you off the air. I said if our pitchers are walking batters like what happened on Thursday against Albany, I was worried we'd get 10 run, and that did not happen today.
Yeah, no, and we just keep mentioning it, but I mean, pitchers gave the team a chance here today. They were doing the right things. They didn't walk many batters, and for both sides, really, because I think both teams, as you said, 8 wins on the season. Both teams were looking at the other team saying, we can't give them free chances, and the team that had more errors, the team that had more walks, or just free bases, is probably going to win this game, and that's just what happened here tonight. And the good hitters stepped up when they needed to, and for both teams really. But that big inning is just what we take away, because if that big inning doesn't happen, if Addie Johnson gets the team gets that 3rd out back in the 6th, then you just don't know what would have happened in the next couple of innings, as Alexandria's bats were starting to heat up. But it's just, it's one of those games where you're playing a really good opponent, and you go into the next game, and you learn what you can from tonight or today, and take it into next week.
As it turns out, St. Cloud in 7 innings of batting was only held off the scoreboard in 1 half inning, and that was the top of the 4th. Otherwise, the Crush had 5 different innings of scoring 1 run and then a 7-run 6th. And Alexandria ended up scoring a single run in the 1st, 2 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and it ends up being midnight to 6, if you will, with the St. Cloud Crush winning. 12 runs, 13 hits, 1 error, and 6 runners left on base for the Crush. Alexandria finishes with 6 runs, 12 hits, 5 errors, and that led to 4 of the St. Cloud runs being unearned today, and the Cardinals would end up stranding 8 base runners. Gwen Goldman ends up being the winning pitcher for St. Cloud. Addie Johnson takes the loss. She ended up allowing the first 8 runs in this game. 4 of those were earned, again, because of the earlier Alexandria errors. Actually, 5 of the 8 runs were earned. Maya Hergis came on, gave up the last 4 runs, and 1 of those was unearned. So Addie Johnson with the loss. Alexandria with the team defeat, now at 4-3 in the Central Lakes Conference, 8-3 overall. Alexandria will still have single games against 3 other Class 4A teams at Sauk Rapids this week, at Brainerd a week from Thursday, and then the regular season finale is scheduled to be 2 weeks from today when Sartell visits Alexandria Area High School. Sandwiched in between that schedule mix, you're going to have those 2 section games at home with Ricori next Tuesday in a KXRA broadcast that you'll be able to watch on our YouTube channel. And then the Friday before the fishing opener on May 9th, Alexandria will host Wilmer. And then the following day, on the day of the fishing opener, the Cardinals will make up their game against Becker that got called off back on April 3rd due to the snow on the ground. So even though Alexandria now stands at 8-3 and St. Cloud goes home at 9-0, I think both teams take some positives out of this effort.
Yeah, exactly. We mentioned just the good pitching. You know, you throw strikes in softball, then you just got to make the hitters to make plays. And a lot of times your outfield is going to make plays, and I think that they just have to rely on that. And you got pitchers who can strike out a lot of batters as well, and get swings and misses, and that's key as well. So just wearing out the opponent, and I think tonight showed that this team can pitch really well. They can get bats on balls, and just gotta take some momentum in the game and make the plays too. I think that's the biggest thing for tonight.
JP, good to work with you again. We will get our first look later this week at the Alexandria Cardinal baseball team. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Go Wild if you can. Hopefully the Wild can get a road win. We've seen that the road team is capable of winning in this series, so the Wild are called upon to do it again tonight.
Yeah, they will. They will. So tonight's take it back home at the 3-2 lead.
Now, thank goodness we're not out in Las Vegas, and you'd be challenged with walking home if you were not right on your bold prediction. It's not quite as long of a walk here. So.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But anyway, we'll talk to you again soon, JP. Thanks a lot for the coverage, as always.
Perfect. Thanks, D-Mac.
That is JP Bolin, my broadcast partner for our Alexandria Cardinal baseball and fast-pitch softball coverage. He and I will be in Detroit Lakes for an Alexandria baseball doubleheader 2 weeks from today. Actually, 2 days from today. Not quite 2 weeks, because 2 weeks from now we'll have Alexandria Cardinal baseball, but that will be at Knute Nelson Ballpark in Alexandria. Again, coverage on Thursday will begin around 3:40 in the afternoon with the Jotner Motors pregame show. And then we'll have both ends of the Central Lakes Conference baseball doubleheader. Alexandria at Detroit Lakes with Game 1 scheduled to begin at 4 o'clock. You can watch it on the Voice of Alexandria live stream channel on YouTube, or you can listen to the radio and hear the coverage on KXRA, 1490 AM, 100.3 FM, or 105.7 FM. We'll also have the audio through the Voice of Alexandria app. Big thanks to Jackson back at the KXRA studio in downtown Alexandria. We appreciate all of the Cardinal Sports Boosters helping to present our play-by-play. Special thanks to Jotner Motors for sponsoring the post-game report. Again, our final in Central Lakes Conference varsity fast pitch softball. The St. Cloud Crush remain undefeated, now at 9-0 on the year, after the Crush get the victory at Alexandria.